I'm feeling you rain in my life. Say you rain, 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 you It doesn't matter what the people say. It doesn't matter what the people do. It doesn't matter what the eye facing. It doesn't matter what the situation. Lord, you are so good. You are worthy of all our praise. Lord, you are so good. You are exalted on the Lord of life. Lord, you are so good. You are worthy of all. Join me in dancing. Who is dancing? Lord, you are so good. Happy New Year, guys. What did Jesus to me? They sweet my body, like sugar and honey. Make me the wonder. They sweet my body, like sugar, my honey. Make me the wonder. What did Jesus to me? They sweet my body, sugar, my honey. Make me the wonder. This is my body, sugar and honey. Make me the wonder. Oh, hallelujah. Oh, Hosanna. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Oh, Hosanna. This is my body, sugar and honey. Make me the wonder. This is my belly, like sugar and honey. Make me the wonder, oh, hallelujah, Hosanna, hallelujah, hallelujah, Hosanna. Somebody say Papa, somebody say Papa, I don't know if I'm even going to be I don't even know if I'm going to be copyrighted for this song, but I just could not resist. Happy New Year, guys. Massive, massive Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Happy New Year, children of God, people of God. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Somebody is asking what's the title of the song. I'm playing it from this album. I don't even know if they're going to copyright me, but you know what? I just enjoy this track so much. It lifts my spirit every single time. Happy New Year, guys. Can you hear me? I didn't even do sound check. I just came and I started playing music right away. Honestly, this music is so powerful. It's like it's praise and worship, and it's 45 minutes non-stop. I tell you, 45 minutes non-stop praise and worship. And it just goes on and on and on and on and on. Whatever you are feeling, whatever mood you are in, when you play this, I'm telling you, by the time you finish listening to it, this is it. It's called 45 Minutes Praise and Worship. It's mixtape by Ninja. I don't know who the owner of the. It's different songs, but it's just called 45 minutes praise worship. Yeah, can you see it? Yeah. By the time you finish listening to it from the beginning to the end, after 45 minutes, trust me, your mood is going to be lifted. You will feel so happy. It's amazing, amazing worship. Happy New Year, people of God. How is everyone doing? Welcome back. We thank the Lord Almighty for 2023. Oh my goodness. We made it. We are among the lucky ones that made it to the new year. Happy, happy new year. I wish you a very, very happy new year from the bottom of my heart. I want to say thank you. Thank you all over the fam for your love, your support. In 2022, you guys were amazing. Thank you so much for all the conversations. Thank you for the support. thank you for everything that happened on this platform. I don't take your love and your support for granted. Last year was one of the most amazing years that I've had on this platform, and I give God all the glory. I thank you, my Obudu fam, for standing with me, supporting, giving encouragement. When we need to donate, you do donate. You never hold back. I am so, so grateful. I was just reflecting this afternoon that I need to sit down and take a look at what we achieved in 2022. It's quite a lot. I'm just going to put it in a video so that you can see what God did on this platform in 2022. It was a lot. But I think because we got so many things going on, sometimes we might not remember, but it's good for us to remember and just to reflect on it with gratitude and just to give glory to God and to thank God Almighty for the grace that He's given us to be able to serve. Because that's what we do. We're here to serve. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. I wish you a happy new year. I pray that this year is going to be an amazing year for all of us. It's going to be a year of fulfilled dreams, fulfilled destinies. All the years that you've been waiting, peradventure, there's something you've been trusting God for that didn't happen in 2022. Do not give up. Do not lose faith. Do not be troubled. Continue to trust 100% on God. Don't trust in man because man can fail. Don't trust in any human being. Yeah? God is the only one that never, never, ever fails. So continue to hold on to Him, continue to trust Him, and continue to remind Him of His promises in your life. Okay? I don't want to preach, but this time of the year is a time that we usually want to reflect on the goodness of God. And sometimes we allow lists, I stop making that list. We come up with this list that, things to do. These are the things I want to do in this year. And if you don't do them, you feel like you haven't achieved. Guys, the biggest gift in that list that God has given you is the fact that you are alive. Okay? Life alone is enough. Every other thing, Najara. Every other thing, Najara. So I just want to thank God on your behalf. I see you all. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, everyone. Happy New Year. When there is life, there is hope. So do not give up. Life is all you need. Good health is all you need. And every other thing, as much as, we always aspire, we want to do things, we want to achieve, we want to tick these things off our boxes of to-do list. I did this, I did this, I did this. Now delete, now you end though. As long as you see they here, there's hope. So do not give up. Welcome back, guys. Happy New Year. He never forsakes us. God never forsakes his children. Honestly, he never. He never. I'm always encouraged by that Bible verse that say that look at the birds of the air who neither sow nor reap. Look at the lilies. They are here today and they are gone tomorrow. If God remembers them, how much more you and I that He has made in His image and in His likeness. So as I'm seeing you, I'm seeing the image of God. As you are seeing me, you are seeing the image of God. If He can remember mere grass that are here today and wither tomorrow, how much more we that He has made in His image and His likeness. He's a good God. He's a faithful God. He's a merciful God. He's a gracious God. He's an all-sufficient God. He is such an amazing God. And I want to just thank God for your life. I want to appreciate God for keeping you and I to see another day, another year. He's kept us in good health. He's kept our families, and we are still standing despite everything that we went through. We are still here. We are still standing. Ó yẹ ká dúpẹ́, ó yẹ ká ṣọpẹ́, àrá sán atẹ́gùn fẹ́, ìjìjà kò gbé wa lọ, ó yẹ ká dúpẹ́. We're supposed to give thanks all the time. It is only someone that cannot reflect that will be complaining. It's another year again. Oh, this is how I didn't achieve this. This is how I didn't get married. This is how I didn't get that dream job. Oh, the house I wanted to buy. Oh, the city I want to live in. That my house in Nigeria I've been building that I didn't complete. It is only those who do not know how to reflect that will be saying things like that. Don't be like that. Be grateful. You are alive, you're well, you are able to pay your bills. You have a place to rest your head at night. You got food in your belly. You are able to pay your bills. Despite this hike in the cost of living, I don't know about you guys. In I'm told it's the same thing in America, but here in the UK, this year has been really, really critical. It's been tough for us. But you know what? When others are saying there's a casting down, we will always say there's a lifting up because we serve a living God. And his promises to us is that he will provide all our needs according to his riches in glory. He's the all-sufficient God. He knows the end from the beginning. So that's why worry, cancel worry. Just I want to encourage you in 2023. Don't worry. Don't worry about anything. Cast all your cares, all your burden, just cast them. And I'm talking to, I know, I appreciate that it's not everybody that is a Christian, but I can only speak of what I know as a Christian. And I'm encouraging each and every one of you. Big Pay, how are you? So lovely to see you. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for everything you did to support me. You and Cynthia in 2022, you were amazing. A lot of people supported me, but you two stood out. Thank you so much. Mo dúpẹ́ o. Thank you. I'm grateful. Tíyín ò ní bàjẹ́. God will reward you. His mercies will never depart from you and your families. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I just feel like before we start the normal long story, plenty story, it's another year, it's January, we're seeing a new year. Let's just give thanks. Let's just give thanks. I usually like to do this kind of motivational speaking kind of stuff at the beginning of the year because I know people take stock. They're looking at their life. They are measuring it and comparing it. Are you one of those people that is always comparing? You're comparing it. Some of you went home. Some of you went to the village for Christmas and you seen your mates. And people in the village are asking you, this obodooyinbo where you go since. What do you don't achieve for there? You never still build a house. You never if you build one, they go tell you say you never build for city. You build for city, they say you never build for village. You know. But you know what the word of God says? It says, those that compare themselves to others, they are not wise. So if you're a wise person, don't compare yourself. Definitely you look at other people to say, okay, yeah, they are doing this, and you are happy for them. You want to do the same thing. So you will celebrate them. But it's not a competition. Life is not a competition. Cynthia, thank you so much for your support in 2022. I'm so grateful to you. I do appreciate you. I love you very much. Thank you, my darling. I pray that this year will be amazing for each and every one of us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome. Welcome. Let's just take a minute to breathe. Let's just breathe. Just take time to relax. We've got, 360, how many days? 362 days to go. So there's still a lot for whatever you're planning to do this year. Trust me, this is just the beginning. But you know what? It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. God has got us. He's got you and I. He's got us. He's got us. Whatever is bringing that anxiety in your life, for some people, they are facing different kind of challenges. People have different kinds of challenges. People are waiting on God for different things. Whatever it is, I just pray that the Lord that we serve, the good Lord that we believe in, is going to visit each and every one of us at the point of our needs. He will answer our secret and open prayer in the name of Jesus. Thank you so much, Obodo Fam. Cynthia, thank you. Bimpe, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Obodo Fam UK, Obodo Fam US, Germany, Scotland, all of you. Thank you. We created Obodo Fam Nigeria now. So if you are there, thank you. Welcome, welcome to tonight's. This is the first show of the year. Yeah, be your own yardstick. Be grateful. Yeah. How many of you follow me on Instagram? Those you follow me on Instagram knows what they will know what I posted. What I'm about to say now, you will know. I posted something that was hilarious on my Instagram. I think it was on the 31st. I posted it. Yeah. That scripture I was quoting is one of my favorite scripture. It's 2 Corinthians 10:12. You might want to write it down. 2 Corinthians 10:12. It says that when you compare yourself to others, hmm, you're not wise. That's what it says. It talks critically about comparison. Because when you compare yourself to others, that's how your joy you continually lose your joy. You see, the devil is very, very trickish. He has a way of always stealing our joy. I say, hey, see people where you go secondary school with. They don't marry. They don't born children. You still there here. You never marry. Comparison don't start to. Don't do that. Don't do that. Never ever compare your life to. Everybody has their own journey in life. My journey is not the journey of my sister or my brother. Your journey is not my journey. So just do you. The only thing I think we should try to achieve, to do, is for us to be better than today. For you to say, I'm going to be better than I was yesterday. I'm going to strive to better myself. So that progression. Thank you, Fola, for writing it out. Thank you. That's the scripture. Very powerful. It will encourage you. I encourage myself with that scripture. I encourage myself with it all the time that I'm a wise woman, so I'm not going to stay here and be comparing myself to other people. No, I just want to do better than what I did yesterday. Okay? So I'm not in competition with anybody. I'm in competition with myself that I can be better than I was yesterday. That's it. So I posted this really hilarious video on my Instagram on the 31st where I was talking about my my goals for 2023. Did you guys see? It was so funny. And I basically said that, you know what? I'm just going to leave. I'm just going to leave. Because, at this time of the year, we have, what do they call them? Is it New Year resolutions? That's what they call them. New Year. I stopped doing them a while ago. I stopped doing them. People will start saying, my New Year resolution is to lose weight. My New Year resolution is to travel. My New Year resolution is to buy a car. My New Year resolution is to do this. It's good. It's very, very good. But I tell you, by March, some people would have started giving up on those things already. So just, you know, I think we are very hard on ourselves, especially as Africans in diaspora. We are critical on ourselves because most times we are trying to live our life here and we're also trying to help our families back home. So we are very, very hard on ourselves sometimes, but please give yourself the permission to pat yourself in the back and say, you know what? You've done well. You've done well. Yeah, Ritalogy, did you see that video? Oh, that video, I love it. I look at it every day. Yeah. Just pat yourself in the back and say, you know what, Brie, you've done well. You've done well. You are all right. You're all right. You may not be where you want to be, but you've done well. Give yourself the grace to celebrate yourself. Okay? All right. Thank you so much, everyone. So tonight, cheers to Happy New Year. Yeah. Have you got your tea? You've got your juice? You've got your wine? Cheers to a new year. Yeah. We are starting off this year with a topic that is similar to what we usually do here, and it's Ask Auntie B. Please give us a thumbs up as you're coming in. Ask Auntie B is what we are starting the new year with. Somebody is in a critical situation in Australia. You see how far? If not be God, it can only be God. You see how far the reach is, all the way in Australia. So this woman is in Australia and she sent us a message. She's asking for help. So we're going to do our best to help her. Okay? Yeah. I'm going to read it. Is in an email. So I received the email. I'm going to read it. And then we'll talk about the issues. All right? So please just listen while I read it. And then we'll talk about Rheology. If there's a no, I don't think we don't have many people. Do we have people in? I don't even know. No, we don't have a group for Spain yet. We don't have a group for Spain and Italy yet. But if we have some people there, why not? Why not? We only have one. The only ones we have in Europe is Germany and UK and yeah, London, Scotland, and where Birmingham. Yeah, right. Let me read it and then we'll talk about it. Please listen very carefully because it's quite long. And I mean, people just send email and they don't put no paragraph, nothing. How is it gonna be easy to read? Please, if you want to send an email, try to paragraph it. It's really difficult to read without paragraphs. Okay, I'll do my best. She said, "Hello, Auntie B," and she called her name. I'm not going to mention her name. Let's just call her D. Hmm? D. We'll call her D. I'm from Kenya and currently living in Australia. Hope you and your family are doing great. I watch and learn a lot from your channel, and you have motivated me a lot. And I hope God gives you the strength to continue helping people through this ministry. I want you to advise me, if possible, make a show so I can listen to all the advice from all the young and elderly in the forum, both men and women. I have lived in Australia for the past 12 years and with my husband who brought me to Australia. Okay, so the husband went to marry her from Kenya and brought her to Australia. So it's an imported wife situation, right? Okay. I met my husband when we, and we both fell in love and got married. When I came, everything was beautiful and loving. I gave birth to my first and second child, and our love was still good. As soon as I came, my husband enrolled me in school because I was about to start university in Kenya when he promised me, including my family, that he will put me through school, even though we are married. So she said I was only 20 years old when he married me. And I started doing some courses to help me through university here. 2 years later, now at 22, I was admitted to the university to start nursing. Immediately I got the email. I told my husband and he said I have to wait until I get my permanent residence. She said I did that. I listened to him as he was the only one that was paying all the bills as I was not working. And I continued other small courses. I got pregnant with the third child, and he came one day to say, "Okay, I should enroll now in university with my other documents." While my other document has been filed, I'm waiting. So I guess she's talking about waiting for the permanent, papers. She said, "I finished my first year and things were very difficult for us, especially for me as a mom, because anything I ask, he will be the one to shop. And I tried until I got my license with a small amount, and I usually collect food money from him. I used to save $5 to $10, and I attended a driving school. Auntie, I suffered. I was the first one to travel out from my family. Hmm. And everyone was on my neck and worried why I didn't want to go to work. But I believed my husband and told everyone that my husband's intention is good for me, that he wants me to go to school instead of work. Things became very hard in my family. Me and my kids can only get what he gives us in terms of material things, apart from the things. Sometimes he is mad at me. Sometimes I have no money for pad and toiletries. There was one time that I used to cry so hard for because he is angry, I will not have anything. Sometimes he will cut me off for weeks and I have to beg and settle. But when it is food and bills and other things, he will take care of it. I loved him and knew he wants good for me. After my first year, Um, I started begging him for him to allow me to work. If I can count, I had about 30 different jobs in this country, but he always refuses and insists that I wait until I finish my education. So I think she wanted to work and go to school at the same time, right? Okay. I used to cry every night in my pillow. My family abroad would ask for, that's my family in Kenya, will ask for things, but I can't afford it. We have to support them. Until no one was talking much to me again in my family regarding any financial support, but to him. I became frustrated, angry, and depressed. I started talking to myself. When we go outside, dressed, and everyone would admire me because I used to dress and drive his car. And I kid you not, a lot of women will come and say to me, "You are so lucky to attend school and no bills and dressed," because I never let my kids look bad or dirty. My mom will always send things from me from back home, including jewelry, everything for me and my kids every year, and plus some things that I want to get for my husband. Things was really difficult. Everything I had to manage for 12 years. My husband refused me working, and his sister will motivate him that I should not work. That 12 years, I gave birth to 4 kids, and I was in and out of school. I almost got mental health. All the my classmates back home were done. Some had graduated and were doing their masters and PhD. I couldn't communicate with anyone, and I became isolated, depressed, and ashamed. Hmm. He has all his family here, but I have no family with me. I did everything to be a good wife. Oh God. Anytime I remember those days, I cry myself to bed. I did a lot. I took a lot and I cried a lot. I forgot myself. I became depressed, added weight, and I neglected myself. I couldn't shower, sometimes for days. Hmm. Then, after all these years, I have just finished my education and started working and stood my foot down that no more nonsense. Oh my goodness. Oh, she said no more nonsense. Right. Okay. Okay, that's why I didn't want to take my eyes off. Because if I take my eyes off, I will forget where I was. Okay, let me find it. Okay, no more nonsense. That's where I stop. Okay. Now I work and my husband has been so nice and asking me to give him my salary. Okay, this is where we are going to. He's asking me to give him my salary so we can save for our future, and he will manage everything like he used to before I came. No family disturbs me again, and he has been so down to earth. He explained everything to me about savings, but Auntie B, I am scared. I'm worried to give my whole salary to my husband. After all I went through, even though he takes care of the bills, my husband is hot-tempered, but praise. He's hot-tempered but praise, and have never raised his hands on me. All he does is silent treatment. I have never disrespected him or insulted him for once. I want your advice, and Obodo Farm, to please advise me on how to share this financial issue. How do you share financial issue with spouse without neglecting yourself or make the other one feel bad? But I'm worried to give everything I have to him for him to invest. And especially all the stories I've heard on betrayal. Should I forgive and forget and give him to handle all our financial issues? Or should I say no? I really want to live happily with my family and I enjoy this beautiful journey of financial freedom. Life is indeed a journey. I know some people want to say something, so I'm just going to share my link right away. If you want to say something, she's asking over the farm for advice. So my link is in the comment section. I'm about to finish reading it now. So she said, for 12 years, I've never celebrated my birthday nor my kids until a week ago. My son asked why I have never done so. The question brought tears to my eyes. My birthday is in January this year. I'll be turning 32. Hmm. I don't even know when to start. I just graduated and started working about 3 months ago, and I'm just relaxing and enjoying my husband's financial saving goals and everything. Everyone in his family now respects me. God is indeed faithful, and please let anyone who is going through problems know that as long as you are alive, there is hope. Oh yeah, she's just literally said what we said at the beginning of the show. I await your advice and everything, everyone's input, please. Love you, Auntie B, for everything that you do. So that is the issue. I don't want to say who wants to say something. If you've got something to say about this, the comment section has been busy. I haven't had time to look at it because I was busy reading it. It's so long. So it's 12 years of marriage, 4 children. She married only at 20 and brought to Australia. And now she was saying that she was not allowed to work for that period. And she explained how this impacted on her mentally because she was thinking about her friends and people from back home who were going to school and doing things while she couldn't work. Okay. She said she tried several times and got over 30 jobs, but the husband did not allow her. He kept saying she shouldn't work. Okay. But he was paying the bills. But she had to like literally work. I'm just summarizing now. She was walking on eggshells, right? Because when they have an argument, he's going to give her silent treatment. She will not have money for pads and, the basic things that women need. So she's saying, now that I'm working, I put my foot down now and finally got a job after 12 years in Australia and going to nursing school. How do I manage this? Should I give him my paycheck? The husband is saying, give me the paycheck, let me invest. We can build our future together. And this young lady, she's only 32 years, she's asking over the farm, what do you think I should do? Should I surrender my paycheck? I want to hear what people will say. Okay? Let's hear what people will say. Bukola said, talk to him to have a joint account where you contribute a certain percentage. Then you keep the rest in your personal savings account. Joint account as signatories, not just him, not just give it to him alone. I like that. I like that, Bukola. Orí ẹ̀ wà ńbẹ̀. Orí ẹ̀ pé. That's really good advice. Okay, let me take some. I want to hear what people are saying before I will say what I want to say. But I really don't want to say much, to be honest. I want people to advise. She asked Obodo Farm for advice, so let's advise her. She's an Obodo Farm based in Australia, and she's in a pickle. It's not really a difficult situation, really. It's all about she's trying to gain some independence, financial independence, because she's not worked for 12 years. I think she basically felt like at the point that she should have been going to school when she was just 20, she had to get married, right? And came to Australia. And for 12 years, she was not allowed to work. Okay. If it was a decision that she made by herself that she didn't want to work, it would have been different. But not being allowed to work doesn't sit well with me, especially when someone wants to work. I don't know why he didn't allow her to work, but not allowing someone to work, I'm not very comfortable with that, if I can be honest with you. All right. Adama says she must not hand over her paycheck to her hobby. Our mothers did this in the olden days when our fathers were exceedingly responsible gentlemen. Capital no. Okay, right. Let me take some more. If anybody wants to say something about this situation, the question is, the husband wants to invest the money and he's saying, give me your paycheck so I can invest it for both of us. All right. And she's asking Obodo Farm, I don't want to make a mistake. Remember, she said she's been depressed. She's been through a lot psychologically. She's put on weight. I was very worried when she said that she neglected herself and she would not take her baths for days. That that is just ringing alarm bells in my ears, safeguarding, you know, for somebody to get to a place where, they would neglect themselves, and put on weight and not want to look good. You don't want to shower, you don't want to present. Women generally want to look good. If a woman doesn't want to look good, she's deliberately neglecting herself. There's something going on there. There's something. She's suffering from something. Okay? So, báwo la ṣe máa ṣe báyìí? What is the solution? God's favor, I say, no submission or paycheck. He knows how much you earn and you pay your portion of the household bills. All right. Somebody said I should ask her what part of Kenya. Sonia said I should ask her what part of Kenya the husband comes from. I don't think I can ask her that question as we are live because Australia is in a different, in fact, it's a different part of this world that I don't even know what time of the day they are. So this was by email. It doesn't matter if you want to say something, just say. You can just talk generally. It doesn't have to be a tribal thing. All right. So if you want to call in Sonia, please do so. Let me put my headphones on so that I can hear when you call in. Should I submit my paycheck for investment? That is the question. What do you say to this young lady? It's hard to say invest in what? She should invest on her own. Past experience is the determine what will happen in the future. And if anything happens like abuse or financial abuse, well, it will happen again. Okay. People are sharing different opinions. Ineka said she needs to invest her own money. Financial abuse is happening here. Okay. Roots, I'm coming to you. You're saying Ruth said no, capital no. Don't give him your financial independence. Right. Yes, he said the fact that he doesn't feel she didn't feel like taking a bath. It shows she was forced into depression. Okay. That's self-neglect. If somebody is not taking their bath, she's going through something psychologically. All right. So God's favor, I say, what kind of investment? Please let her be wise and keep her paycheck. She should, however, be diligent with paying her share of the bills. Mary D. Davis says she's got mental health issues, which could be as a result of abuse that she should solve before the joint issue. I agree. 4 children in a period of 12 years is a lot, especially in a country where you don't have extended family support, right? If you have your children in Africa, it's a different ball game, all right? You have a lot of support. You have house helps, you have driver, you have gardener, you have cook, if you can afford it. And, it takes the burden away from you. But when you are in the abroad and you're having children like that, it's a lot mentally, psychologically, and in terms of stress, is a lot. There's a lot. And what I gathered from the email is that the husband was working. So I'm sure she was doing the bulk of the housework, looking after the children and everything. Okay. But the good thing about what she said is that the husband was paying the bills, right? It's just that what I see is that she desperately wanted to work. So there are some women that will be okay with not working. As long as their husband is paying the bills, they are okay. But there are just some people that sound like me. If you tell me not to work, I don't think I will not be okay. Because I derive a form of gratification, a form of self-actualization, and there's something that work does for me. Okay? But some women are happy not working and just being the housewife. But what I think happened to this young lady is that she wanted to achieve her own dreams. 20 is a really young age. That's just 2 years older than Oluwatobi. That's a baby. As far as I'm concerned, at 20, you are still a baby. Okay? Some 20-year-old are not even in university in Africa yet. Some 20-year-old in Nigeria are still writing jump. So she got married at a very young age. And another thing that happened in that relationship is that she was uprooted from her family and taken to a foreign land. That alone, again, has an impact on somebody's mental health and your well being. Because we come from Africa where we have this open society where your family is big. Your family is not just your brother, your sister, your mother, your father. You have cousins, you have nieces, you have grandparents. And that is the beauty of our community. That's the beauty of Africa. And that is why it breaks my heart so much now when I see that, knowing how we like to do copy copy. Africans, we like to, especially Nigerians, we can copy. So the family structure now, if you notice, is shifted. If people want to talk about their family now in Nigeria, they are talking about only their immediate family, husband and children, wife and children. I'm like, it is Oyibo people that should be copying our culture of the concept of family because we got it right. But I don't know. There's something about black people that we always feel like when we're doing something, it's not good enough until we emulate what the Westerners are doing. Let me tell you something. The concept of family, according to what the Westerners do, it doesn't work. I don't like it, and it's not the best. When we're growing up, when you say family, family is broad. You are talking about grandparents, you are talking about your sister's children, your brother's children, you are talking about uncles. This is the beauty of our families back home. Hmm? But now, family is just me and you alone. Husband and wife alone is family. That's a different discussion for another day. But I was trying to explain there that removing a 20-year-old from her family and bringing her to a foreign land where she has no friends, no social connection, no family contacts. Although it would seem as if he did her well by removing her from Kenya and bringing her to the abroad, right? But it has a lot of psychological, impacts on young people, even adults. I struggled when I came here. I struggled seriously, and I came here when I was above 30. I really, really struggled. I felt isolated. This Obodo is not, it's not a place where you want to come and put somebody, especially if you are a people's person where you are used to having people in your life. You're used to being in, a broad community. Here, now only you and your husband. Even if you and your husband say, husband don't go work, or one of you don't go work. So it is very, very isolating. So I completely understand how she felt. She felt so depressed. And having children back to back to back to back, 4 children in 12 years. Wow. Mm, yeah, that's a lot. Okay, let me read some more comment. Mama Jojo said, Auntie B, did she have an account, access to his account all these years? If he did not give her access to the account, she needs to put small things aside for herself and her children. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know if she had access. I don't think she did. I mean, just going by the tone, that's why I always like people to come. Because if you send me an email, I can't ask you questions. But going by the tone of that email, I don't think she did because she was saying that sometimes he will withdraw the money when they have disagreements. If she had access, I'm sure she would not be saying she has no money for pads, you know? Yeah, I don't think so. Like I say, Auntie B, it shouldn't surprise you. We never like our own. That's true. It's sad. We always think the Westerners, they know it all. No, they don't. They should come and learn what it means to be family. Look at Asians. Our family structure is similar to Asians. Asians, their family is so broad and they keep it together. They always keep it together and they celebrate extended family. Do you notice that in Nigeria, people have started extended family is something that people are getting rid of now? My family is my wife and children. Really? Why? What was wrong with the structure that we had before? No, I don't think there's anything wrong in it. I prefer it that way. Linda said, I came as a 22-year-old and I struggled. At some point, I didn't feel like going outside. I was basically inside all the time. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Let me take some more. If you want to call in, please do so. The link is in the comment section. I'm going to do exactly 1 hour, no more than. So just got a few minutes to go. Rhetorology said, since day one, he has not been a good husband, in quotes. He has been using her as a spring of self-sufficiency. Sometimes we think that when people do good to us, they are good people, whereas it's a different bargain or difficult bargain. Okay. The husband is currently working. Yeah, absolutely. He's still working. She is now working because she finally finished nursing school. She said that, I think she finally feel like she's arrived because this is what she always wanted to do. She wanted to go to school. She wanted to work. So she's finally there now. Oh, Nine Unique says she's still young. She can rebrand and still do well. She should seek therapy and also seek financial advice, or she shouldn't need to submit her whole paycheck. Solo investment first. Okay. Right. Gorek said the man already showed her a taste of what he would do to her when he's in control of her finances by not being able to have money for sanitary as a form of punishment. What kind of a man is that? Red flag. Oh. Okay, let's take the first caller. Right. Funny. Hi. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, Auntie B.
Hello. Welcome.
Hi, Auntie B. My name is Fanny, and I'm calling from New York City. This is my first time calling on the show,
Thank
but
you very much for joining us.
I've been listening for a long time. Thank you for what you're doing, and Happy New Year.
Go
So,
ahead.
concerning this issue, all I see is abuse, 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 and a lot of red flags. This man is trying to cut this young lady's independence. But he wants to take all the money and put it in an investment, something that she may or may not even have control over. He wants to control everything. He didn't
Right.
treat her. He stopped her from working, and now she's making money. Now he wants all this money. Hell no. She should not give a paycheck, not even one. No, and does she even know what type of investment this man wants to do? Because he seems to me like someone who would not even be open with the type of investment he wants to do. He'd be doing everything in secret and telling her, don't worry, just give me the money. I will put it somewhere. I'm going to put in that investment. But the lady will not know anything going on.
Right.
No, she should not give her money to this man. And this man appears to be those type of men who always think that when they bring women to America, abroad,
Abroad.
yes, women will run away or do something. So he seems like, because I hear men advise each other a lot. I work in a male-dominated industry, and I
Yeah.
hear African men are giving really bad advice to each other. They say, oh, go to Africa, marry them young. When you marry them young, bring her here, don't allow her to work, but make her have a lot of babies. 4 maximum. Yeah, that's
Why?
it.
Why have lots of babies? Why?
Them. Keep them. They believe when a woman has a lot of babies, she's not going to go anywhere. This
Okay.
quality of these men, they are so afraid of women standing up for themselves, women having their own money, women being able to be in control of anything. They have that toxic masculinity, the African way of I'm the man, I'm the one who calls the shots. And they fear women come out here and are so empowered. Women have a voice. They don't like that. A lot of them don't like that. And I hear them talk at work. Oh, marry them young. Let her have children. Oh, train her in school. Then take the money. Then put, oh my God, the type of stuff men say out here. My sister, oh hell no. This young lady, I fear for her. I kind of fear for her because she wants, part of her wants independence, but she seems not to know what to do.
Yes.
And I would also advise her, please no, don't have any more children. Everybody else
Yeah.
stop having any more children, because the more children the more she'll be tied to that man.
Yeah.
This is an abuser. This man wants to, he knows that now she has the money. Oh, she can do what she wish. Oh, she may file for divorce. She may run away, according to what they think. She will run away. This man is a bad man. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Not give her money. She should find a way of saving money, and she should. Well, I don't know. I wish I could. I hope she's listening. Listen, young lady. I want you to find out from this man what type of investment he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to be part of this investment? Are you going to be in it together? Where are you investing? In Australia or in Kenya?
In Kenya or in Australia? Good question. Yeah. Really
Where
good questions. Yeah.
are you going to be in it if it's a business? Are you going to register it? Both your names will be on the license of the business. This is something she has to know where her money is going to. We have tired of women giving men their money. The men go and use the money, then divorce these women or just don't care about them, and you're there left suffering with 4 children. 4 children is a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
this young lady, if you're listening to me, I'm from Kenya, and I'm going to tell you this in our language. Usimpatie mwanamume pesa hata kidogo. Umesikia madangu? Usimpatie. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Auntie has entered language, Swahili. Welcome, Sonny. Auntie said, no, this one, I gotta say it in my language. I gotta say it in Swahili. English is not good enough. I love that. Thank you so much for opening the show with me, Sonny Sue. God bless you. Right. You asked very, very good questions. This is investment. Where is it going to be? What kind of investment? Eh? There's a lot of questions. I wish she was here, then we can ask her, you know. But there are so many questions. But I'm particularly concerned about not now, but how she got to where she is, right? Because sometimes you need to look back. Yeah, you need to look back. If you want to go forward, you look back to see how you got to where you are, and then before you can go forward. So I'm particularly concerned about not being allowed to work for 12 years, having 4 children. I'm thinking, why did he not want her to work if she could manage working and doing the baby, whatever, childcare, or they can manage it like most of us do here. We juggle it, one way or the other. I've never stayed at home one day. One day. In fact, I think I got a job like a month or two after I got here. Me, I don't stay at home. I'm a worker. I love to work. You know what? You know why? Because it is what it represents for me. And there is a way that your parents will raise you. And this is all credit to my mom. The way I was raised, I wasn't raised to be this kind of women that will stay at home or be a housewife. I was raised to be a woman that will be independent and not rely on a man. That is just the way my mom raised me. So even before I got married, I told you guys my story. I was working. So there's no way my husband can say, don't work. Another thing that I was thinking about in this thing, I'm coming to you, Mr. Talker. Another thing that came to my mind, I don't know the laws in Australia, but in Europe, Ola, I see you, man of prestige. Thank you so much. Welcome. How you doing? Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. If it was in Europe, I would have said maybe it's because of benefit, because I hear that some African men in Europe, they get their wives to have a lot of children because they collect child benefits. Okay? But I don't know if there's child benefit in Australia or how much it is. So I'm thinking, in my mind, was it because of child benefit that he didn't want her to work? Because sometimes when you work, you will not be entitled to that benefit. Some men do it in Europe. But I don't know about Australia, so I don't know. I don't know. But you can tell from the way she narrated the story that not being allowed to work deeply impacted on her. It affected her to the point that she became depressed. She didn't shower, and she deliberately put on weight. Do you know what that means for somebody to deliberately put on weight? That means she felt like, I'm not good enough. She wasn't loving herself. She basically hated herself. That's a deep level of psychological issues. So I do think that she needs therapy. Before any investment, some of that money needs to go to therapy. so she can get herself, all right. She needs to take care of herself mentally and emotionally, if you see what I mean. Okay, Mercy Talker, unmute yourself, please. Welcome. Happy New Year.
I wish you the same. How are you, Auntie
I'm
B?
good, thank you. Where are you joining us from? I always want to know where people are joining from.
New Jersey, the United States.
Welcome, my darling. Is this your first time?
First time coming to your stream yard, but usually I watch you. I just don't come on, so I'm a bit nervous.
Oh, no, it's all right. It's all right. We don't bite. We are one big happy family. You're welcome. Take your time, okay?
Okay,
All right.
thank you. So from the little I heard, I do wish we had much more information. So when you have more information, you'll be able to give better advice.
Yeah,
But just from the little I've heard, it just reminds me of situations I've seen growing up,
right.
where the women around me in my family and women who were just aunties um, around me, I saw them. The husband would be the one, especially in African families. You see, that used to be the way African homes were ran before. The man is in charge, he's the one taking care of the family. But now you see two income households, and prior to what we had before, where it was just a single income coming in and taking care of the whole household. What I've seen is that most times the women do want to work, and especially in this day and age, but you don't, when you have a man telling you that you cannot work, and from what she said, there was no valid reason for her not to work. So I don't understand. If she's an able-bodied woman, she's able to have 4 kids, and she does want to work, why are you stopping her from working? It reminds me from my own mother, in the sense that what I saw was she was mainly dependent on my father to take care of the home, and she was a seasonal secretary. And what I saw was abuse that goes on in the home. So for the fact that her child is now asking her mother,
Mm-hmm.
asking the mother, so mom,
Mm-hmm.
why you not
You never
celebrating
celebrated
your
your birthday.
birthday?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She should be very mindful how this action might also impact her children. So it's not only her now. She's only 32. A lot can be done still. Let her not think this is the end of her life. For the fact that she now has her job, that's
Mm-hmm.
the first step forward into finding, making up a better life for herself. I just feel like, from the sense what I'm getting from this, it sounds like a loveless marriage, a marriage full of control.
She
That's what
said,
it sounds like.
but she did say she loves him very much.
Yes, you might love the person, doesn't mean the person will love you back in return. And I think a lot of women do that, in the sense that they would give all their love to people who do not love them, hoping that one day they will return that same love. That's what it sounds like to me. He is there to control. Why do you want to take her money from her? Why don't you want to work together with her and build with her? Why take it from her? Give me your money and let me invest it. How about, honey, let's build together. Let's go and invest in this business together. Let's do it together. He should have worked with her day one, from the day she entered the country, for them to work and build their house together. But instead, he's telling her not to work, not to do this, not to do that. That is not a good sign. That is not a man that love you, that would treat you that way. Men that love you, they would, everything that they're involved in, they will want you to be an equal participant, not to have you in the background just sitting and watching them. So this is what I saw, and it made me look at life in the way that I don't ever want to be a woman that's not financially independent. People don't understand the liberty that comes with that. When you have
Amen.
your own money,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you're not held back by a lot of things. Like
Mm-hmm.
her, imagine not having money to buy sanitary pad for yourself
Yeah.
because you're dependent on your
That is the
husband.
lowest of the low. Yeah.
Yes, he's not only financially abusing her, but that's also emotional and psychological to it. It goes deep. It goes deep. It really takes it just reminds you, whoever has been in such situation, it just reminds you of how, it's like a rabbit hole. You just go deeper and deeper. It's a dark place to be, for you not to want to even shower, to go to that mindset. it must be something like what you said. It's like feeling worthless, which is sad. I'm just so concerned that at 32, I'm just happy now she has that job. I do hope she wouldn't give him her paycheck at all. I think
Mm-hmm.
she should open up a savings account for herself, and
Yeah.
also another account that she could use on a daily basis,
Yeah.
and just go ahead and use that money. But this also, she should look at it from a perspective. I'm not doing this solely for myself, but I'm showing my children what I want for them. I want different for them, because indirectly you're teaching your children that this is an okay behavior, so they're going to model after you what they see their father is doing to you. So I don't think this is something that she should continue to indulge in at all. And I do hope that she gets out of this. If this turns in wherein he wants to live for, I think it's best for her. I think she can still survive later on. So that's all I wanted to say. She should watch out for signs that that it doesn't affect her children or herself. And I do hope she does seek therapy or whatever she's comfortable in seeking, and do get to a better place.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Tucker. It's your
Thank
first
you.
call, but you're an excellent caller. I really, really enjoyed talking to you. Thank you so much, my darling. Have
Thank
an
you as well.
amazing, have an amazing 2023, and God bless you, my darling. Okay, we're moving on. They're advising you, D. I hope you will take the advice. One thing I'm going to tell you before any other thing regarding finances, regarding money, regarding investment or joint money, you need to be well. Okay? You need to be sound. You haven't dealt with the things that happened to you in the 12 years you were in Australia. When you stopped showering and putting all that weight on, something was going on. Okay? The fact that you have a degree now and you're a nurse and you're working, it's not going to solve, it's not going to make it go away. You think it has, but it hasn't. You need to deal with that. Please. Maybe your employers can offer you, some employers offer, therapy, but you need to talk to someone to address those feelings. Why did I neglect myself? Why did I not want to shower? Why did I why was I putting on weight? Why was I crying every night to bed? You said that you kept repeating it, that you were crying every night, crying every night. Did you have postpartum depression? These are all the things. Use that money first of all to do that before we even talk about any kind of investment, because now they are alive, now they do investment too. Invest waiting when you are not even okay. You need to take care of yourself before we talk about investments. All right? Okay. Abby, hello, my darling. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Auntie B. To the
How are
Queen
you?
B. Fine, thank you.
Okay.
Happy New Year, Obodofa. Auntie B, let me just quickly, I know you wanted to do an hour show, so let me quickly jump, just to piggyback on what you said and what the last caller said. I
Yeah.
don't know, maybe the caller, if there is a EAP, Employee Assistance Program, it's part of the benefit. If she does have it, she should go and confirm with HR. If she has it, she can tap into it and then get to see a therapist from that and address those issues. So the other thing I also want to, I think I added it on the chat, is that some employers, she should go to HR and also ask that if she can have two accounts added to her paycheck when they do transfer, so she can have the joint one if she wishes to do the joint one and her personal one, and give a certain percentage. So once her pay is coming, they will split it and it will go to those separate accounts, so that at least before the thing will even get to the husband or citizen account, it's already going to where she wants it to go. Then
So
the other thing,
they can pay to two different accounts.
yes,
Oh, I
yes.
didn't know that.
Yeah, some so let's say, for example, I'm just using, so let's say you have Zenith Bank and you have GTB, and your income is 1 2 a month, right? So you can tell them, okay, put $200 in GTB, put 1,000 in Zenith. Do you understand? But she should talk to her HR, let them see. Some employers, they do offer that option. So let her go
Excellent.
ahead
That's
and,
really good. I like
yeah,
that.
so she can do that. Then the third one is that, again, like you said, if she was live, we'll be able to ask her more questions. But based on what she just wrote, it depends. She should look at the husband's track record, at least for the 12%. Is he the man that is good in investment? What is his financial spending like? What is his investment and lifestyle like? What are the patterns? Is he a man that says, oh, I want to invest today and tomorrow he squanders the money? So those are the questions she has to
I
look at.
really, really like that because having dreams. Let me put my camera on. Ebele, you raised a very, very good point here. Saying I want to invest is one thing, but are you good? What is your track record in terms of
Yes,
investment?
yes, ma.
The
Yes,
money
ma.
you've invested before, what came out of it? Are you investing in, building houses? Because, people actually think that when they go to build mansions in Africa, that's an investment.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's an emotional investment.
Yes,
It's
yes.
not investment that will yield you good dividends. Like, for instance, if you want to rent. I was talking to someone a few days ago, and we're talking about rent in Nigeria. The rent in Nigeria that they pay, even for big places, if you
Mm.
convert it to pounds and bring it to the UK, my
It's
dear,
nothing. Yeah,
it's 2 months rent here, two
yeah,
months.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that question is very, very important. What are his spending habits? What's the track record in terms of investment? Because I know
Yes.
she's saying, "Oh, he discussed it with me at details. He has a plan." But is there an example of things he's invested in the past? Is it good
Mm-hmm.
with managing money?
Mm-hmm.
Has he invested and there's is yielding money that you can see? Is there a track record? I
Mm-hmm.
really like that because
Even
you
if
need
he
to.
has not invested, but what is his spending patterns like? There are some people, they don't even know how to invest, or even if they have money, once they have money, maybe you give somebody 1,000, before you know it's to go and be buying Louis Vuitton bag, go and be doing this. So those kind of patterns, those trends, those behaviors. So is this something that he's, so only I can answer it because she's the one. So if she look and she can answer those questions, and you can even ask him, okay, the investment, tell me more, do this, no, all those questions. If she's satisfied and she has peace with it, then fine. If she's not, and those things are questionable, then to piggyback on what the previous caller had said was that you have to now look on your children. And there's nothing wrong if you're little bit selfish to say no, because you have to protect the future of those children and their
Mhm.
financial stability. Because if anything happens, the majority of it is going to impact those children.
Amen.
And why are you really working is to be able to provide for your family. So
Mhm.
sometimes, yes, in the moment you say you want to support husband, that is good. But the support you are supporting, how is this going to impact our family as a whole? And as the children, because if she's able to keep the money and be able to provide it, even if your husband, and maybe behind the scenes, she's even the one that is able to even invest more and
Yeah,
provide
if it's
financially.
good. Yeah,
It
if
is
it's
in
good.
the long run, it will benefit our family.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
know
Yeah.
yes,
Mhm.
so that's all I just wanted to add to it. Auntie B, good to see you again,
Thank you,
2023.
my
By
darling.
God's grace,
Thank you.
2023 will be a good year for all of us and for your
Amen.
family and Obodo farm.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
ma.
Ebele. I really love
No
you. I
problem.
appreciate you. God bless you, my darling. Have a happy and prosperous new year. Okay, Gigi is next, but I'm quickly going to take Gigi, my sister. You know I love you. Let me quickly take Chichi because, hey, Chichi has entered with multiple phone and everything. No, Egbami. Let me quickly take Chichi. I think she has only 2 minutes, she said. Maybe she's on break. Chichi, can you hear me? Unmute yourself. Hello, Chichi.
I can hear you.
All right. You said you have 2 minutes.
No, I was asking if you can give me 2 minutes.
All right. You're welcome. You are not
Okay,
next, but
thank
I
you.
jumped the queue because I wanted to give you priority. I
Oh,
thought you were on break.
thank you so much. I feel so emotional about this. And I
Mm,
really thank you so much. I admire you so much. So many of the things you say are already in my heart. So I try not to miss any of your programs. But on this matter, and this is my first time of calling anyway, on this matter, I will say two things. First of all,
mm-hmm,
I'm a trauma
mm.
informed coach, and I wouldn't mind having a free clarity session with that lady just to clarify her pain point and help her
What
to put the
What is
first
the
leg
meaning of
forward.
trauma informed?
Secondly,
Please hold on, Chichi. I know you have 2 minutes, but we need to understand you. What is trauma informed coach? What does that mean?
okay, simply, it just simply um, provides an opportunity for you to understand the symptoms that people are going through and what caused it. In this particular case, we already see now what caused what she's doing. and like getting fat, like not having a bath and all that. But like somebody said, and you also said, she's still hurting. The fact that she's gotten a job, she's graduated, doesn't mean that she's healed. So as a trauma informed coach, I will help to help her take a first step towards healing by giving her very simple portable psychotherapy tools which she can use at any time. For instance, cognitive behavioral therapy. There's something that she has to do to her mind and do with herself. She has to change her internal dialogue for her to be able to move forward. Otherwise, just getting a degree, being out of the house, she will find out that even in her personal interaction, interpersonal and social skills, she doesn't have them, because she's going to be
So,
interacting with people and she's going to be surprised that, why am I behaving this way? But all those things are trauma responses. Yeah, that's
okay.
just what it
Thank
is.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for explaining it. If is it possible for me to link you with her to do this?
of course.
Because she lives in Australia, Australia is so
Yeah.
difficult to have anything with someone online for. Trust me, their time zone is out of this world. You know,
I
with you guys
know.
in America or other places, a few hours, but Australia is almost 24
Yeah.
hours, so it's difficult,
It's
right?
okay. I don't mind. I would work with her twice, and I would give her the tools that she can use to help herself. So she's not dependent on me or anybody. I would just give her wings to fly. I
Thank
feel
you so
so
much.
so emotional, but she will make it. The second point I want to make, and which is one of the things that Obodo Farm will really have to help her, like I put in the chat box, anytime that a lady, even if people have lived in the abroad for so long, the mentality has not shifted. Once she starts asking these questions that we are telling her to ask, she's going to be misunderstood. Because if somebody holds back money when he's upset with you, that is a baddest red flag. I don't know how else I'm going to put it, but will she have the boldness to ask these questions? If she asks the
Mm,
questions and she gets a negative repercussion, can Obodo Farm give her a nest to be able to walk through this? 12 years is not 12 days, it's not 12 months. So she
mm,
has to weigh, in her mind, she has to make up her mind, do I stay with this fragile piece that will eventually lead to disaster? Or do I face this man head on and have the skills to be able to engage? In African marriages, most
mm,
times, I don't like making general statements, most times, women don't ask questions. And when they
mm,
ask questions, they are seen as rebellious or not submissive. And the church
mhm,
hasn't helped either. So
mhm,
she has to learn the skills to be able to confront gently, respectfully. But if you are already married to somebody who has an ego and who is a narcissist, she's going to do a lot more work. That's what I want to
right.
say. Thank you so much.
Chichi, before you go, please take my number down. It's very important that I connect you. So my number is on the screen. Thank you so much for offering to give her two section. You see, that's why I say some people say I want to talk to you. It's confidential. I don't want it on the show. Please, if you don't want it on the show, go and meet a therapist. Okay? Because I
Okay.
don't have these resources. I didn't even know what trauma, what did you call it again? Trauma sharing, or what did you call it?
I said
See?
trauma informed coach.
Trauma in Franco. I didn't even know you lectured me. Now you're giving me information that I didn't have. This is what it means. So when we talk about it, some people don't want to. Hey, I need to talk to you in private, please. This 2023, the rules are going to change. I'm not doing nothing private with you. All right, we're here for a reason. If you want to come and share your story, fine. If you can't come, I understand. You want to send an email, voice note, whatever. But if you want to talk to me in confidence, no, you need to go to a paid therapist, pay them, and then you get the advice that you need. Because, okay, remember, we are not only sharing about D tonight now in Australia, people are learning from it.
Yeah.
And God bless you, Chichi, for jumping in and giving us this information, and you are ready to help her. If I didn't bring
Yeah.
this on the show, how would I be able to do this? I can't do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank you. Please take my number
Thank you
down
so much. I've
and
taken
contact
it.
me on WhatsApp, yeah? And then
I
I'll
will.
link you
I
to
will.
G. Thank you so much.
I
I'm
will. Thank you
grateful.
so much. We
Have a
appreciate you,
happy new
Auntie
year.
B. Thank you. You
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is what we're here for. Some people don't even call into the show, but when they are needed, they will come. So like somebody, Johnny Divine has Gigi, I'm coming to you. Oh, this is another Gigi. Oh, No wonder you put it another Gigi. I thought it's our Gigi. You need to change your name. It's only one person that has that name. I'll come to you in a minute. Let me take Johnny Divine. Johnny Divine said she has a similar experience. Hi, Johnny Divine. How are you? Where are you joining us from?
Hello, Auntie B. Can you hear me?
Yes, my darling. Happy New Year.
Okay. Happy New Year.
Where
I've actually been.
where
I'm
where
actually
are you?
from. I'm in Florida.
Right. Welcome.
Thank you. Let me just go straight
Go ahead.
say to the sister. Um, I've I'm somebody who's been in your shoes. I'm much older, so I would firmly tell you whatever the man is doing to trying to tell you to do is just to control you and to the extreme. Um, I don't even know where to start my story, but whatever, God has given you a second chance. You are now able to work and heal. Please, is that man is not on your side. He's going to take your money, invest. The minute you say, oh, you don't want to give him any more money, you will see a monster, a beast that you have unknowingly um uh, is a beast you've unknowingly,
Created?
sorry, yes, created.
Okay, I can see.
um
This is really hard for you. Don't worry. Take your time.
yes, my story is really really long. I This is my first time calling, so it's just because she told her story, so I said, and it really really hits deep. So I decided to, verbally come out and speak. I'm always in your comments, and I'm one of your groups actually.
All right.
Um, this is really what I really wanted to just tell her to protect herself, protect her kids, and be ready to run if she needs to. Um, I'm a woman who was sleeping with my enemy. I didn't even know. Um, the man has gone, abandoned my child and I. Um,
What do you mean gone?
uh,
Alive or just left you?
he's just left.
Okay.
And him and his mother even set me up. He's somebody who used to be married. Um, I'm not somebody I'm a woman of a certain age. I came here to study. The story is long. I don't want to I don't want to steal this lady's thunder. But I'm in a super fix because I obeyed, was trying to be the good person, listened and believed. I was very naive. Dear sister, please do not be naive. This man is analytical. He does not love himself, so he cannot love you and your kids. Your situation is planned. Just know that.
You said
Even
in the
where he
comment
wants you,
section,
yes,
Johnny Divine, sorry, let me jump in. You said in the comment section that your soon to be ex made sure you did not work
yes, he
and he did
verbally
not
told
stop.
me.
Why did he not want you to work though, in your own case?
I really didn't know I was with a covert narcissist. I cannot tell you or give you a reason why. I'm somebody who he met working, and I had a very good job. I've sent my mother here. My mother is now a citizen. I came here to do the same program that she the nursing program. My mother is a retired nurse. So one person she's always hoped that one of her daughters would, be a nurse like her. And obviously I picked up that niche of wanting to go into nursing. No matter what I did, this man, first of all, made sure, and I have stories, family issues, but he used that to ostracize me from family.
So you were working
So,
before when you met him. Then he stopped you from
yes,
working.
because I wanted to come here. It's something my mother and I had discussed, that I would stop working. I was having issues where I was my former job. So my mother has said, listen, you come over here, come and start schooling, go into nursing, and you're going to be working at the same time. And I was good for that, but things happened, and it didn't go according to. So I started finding a way, and I had to leave my former job. So I had to look for a way to come here and find something doing. So I basically jumped blindly, and this man, they come like wolf in sheep clothing. So they encourage you and they act as if they're on your side. They're supporting you. This man stood as a sponsor for me.
Was he in
So
the
that
was
there are
he in the
no,
abroad, or you relocated at the same time?
I used to come. I cannot. I with his I, I former family was in Europe. Um, I came here, but he stood as a sponsor for me. I never asked this man, and even when he surprisingly paid the fees, I went to my account. And I took my money and was paying this man back with hopes that when I'm done, I will continue get a job and continue paying him off. To cut story short, he eventually came and said, "Oh," and when I met this man, he was dating another person, you know. Um, so eventually, years later, I really excelled in my program. I really had my ducks in a row.
So what I'm hearing is that he was dating multiple people you knew, and you were okay with it.
I was not dating him, so I didn't care.
Or you were not in a relationship.
No, he just stood as a sponsor for me.
Oh, okay. So when did the
Yeah,
dating
so I
happen?
did.
Was it after you got abroad?
Yes, the
Oh, I see.
relationship kicked off. Yes,
Okay.
but I did not know he was somebody, and it was more or less so sudden. And in all honesty, he would come. He was ailing. I would have to uh, go out of school and carry this man. Literally carry somebody who was practically paralyzed to surgery and stuff. You know. Um, I was in my mind, I was paying back for somebody who really, really, like I said, I was so naive. I was paying back somebody who, quote unquote, destiny helper, you know. So eventually he started saying, and shortly after he says, professing affection for me, I fell for it as well. Remember, I did not have anybody. I had issues with family, and he keyed into it and used and encouraged me not to, talk to anybody in family. So I did. I just buried myself in my book, to the point that I even came out as a valedictorian in the program. Shortly after that, I wasn't, like I said, I'm here. He was wherever he is. Eventually calls and says, "Oh, and there was a pastor in his presence, said professing affection." Shortly after, I was like, you know what? I'm a woman of a certain age. Okay, no problem. I did not know anything about red flags. I'm not somebody who was in the dating industry. I didn't go out there, so I just did not know.
Hmm.
Eventually we got married. I didn't know that he was somebody who was being looked for in England.
What?
Yes, they're looking for him. Um, so the marriage here was just to, what do you call it, to hide. I had absolutely no clue.
Oh my God.
Um, um, so eventually, He, I was like, okay, married woman and everything. I started seeing
Were you doing YouTube?
temper. Say
Were you
again?
doing YouTube?
Yes,
Were you doing YouTube as well?
yes. The
You
reason
did
why my
YouTube.
channel never, no, yes, the reason why my channel never grew was this man. Whatever I was doing that was progressive, I had no clue was eating into this man, and the psychological, mental abuse was so bad. I could not continue. So many things happened. My brother even came in, eventually stood down with his wife, stood down, came and looked. I got beaten up, in front of my child. The thing just goes, it's
Hey,
so much,
I feel
you
like,
know.
just hearing bits
Hmm,
and pieces of your story, I
it
feel
was
like
extensive.
you're holding back on a lot, and I totally
Yeah.
understand. Yeah,
Yes, it's
I
I don't
can
it,
tell
it
that
goes
you're
on
holding
and
on.
on.
Yeah,
Yes, I've told one or two people in the group, so they're aware.
yeah.
Um, um,
Is
anyway,
there
to cut
anything we
story
can
short,
do? I mean, like you were saying that the mistake you made was, not having that financial empowerment. Even your YouTube was demonetized and all that. You know,
uh, like like this lady, I'm suffering from so much. I'm deeply traumatized,
right?
and yeah, just being alone. It's all that has been planned. The
Hey,
ex-wife, he's owing his ex-wife $4 million. I had no clue.
Lobaton. Hey,
Real Lobaton. And
Chineke, where you foresee this kind
I,
of marriage? Bese
uh,
marriage. This is the one they call Bese marriage. Egbami.
so we built it. There's a house that we built, you know. So she started taking me to court. She actually tracked him down here and was taking him to court. I had absolutely no clue because then he had beaten me up and was trying a whole lot of stuff with our child. I eventually had to take my child and run because they even sent somebody, supposedly a maid, you know. But
Were
him
you
and
married
his
in Nigeria or you got married in
no, we're
America?
married here. We're married here. We're married here.
Okay.
Um, so him and his mother had, you know, planned according to this lady. She would tell me, run, oh, run, oh, this man, his mother is coming, his mother is coming. She didn't want to scare me. And I just had surgery. So it was the perfect time for them to carry out their evil act.
Hmm.
It is surely God that I escaped. Because this
Hmm.
woman came and saw that what they told how her, let me just paraphrase, what they told her about me isn't what she was seeing,
Yeah.
you know? Somebody
Was
who will
he ill?
usually
We are
tell me,
saying
oh,
something about taking him to hospital. Was he ill?
yes, he had a surgery, spinal surgery, had spinal surgery. So I was,
Spina.
in,
That's somebody that
yeah,
cannot walk, right?
I was feeding, cleaning, bathing, cleaning bum bum, everything.
Hey.
I was just dealing with a limp person. And I would ask him, where's your family? Where's your mother? Okay, where's your girlfriend? Okay, reach out to your ex-wife, you know, bring somebody in because I was really, really tired of going in and out of
So you
school.
basically married somebody you didn't know, right?
I did not know. And really, I did not know
You
how
married him
to
because it
know.
was your Allah, no, he sponsored, your
Yeah,
relocation. So you
yes.
felt, did you
And
feel sorry for him? Or is it because,
yes,
sorry, I'm asking these questions, but because your story is quite,
please.
I can tell that there's a lot that you're holding back. Was it because you're a
Yeah.
woman of a certain age, or did you love him? Or, why did you marry him?
Um, I would tell you now that it wasn't love, it was more empathy. This man really helped me. Oh, destiny helper. Oh, perhaps God. I was very churchy and
Oh,
naive,
so
I was
you're a
very
church
churchy.
girl.
Yes, I
Mm.
was very churchy and
Is he
naive.
a church person as well?
No, he was only wearing the coat of being a what do you call it, uh a fervent Catholic. And really, if his mom, when you see his mom, they're so churches looking and everything, but they're not. That's just the cover they wear.
Masheo,
That's just
Pele,
the cover they wear. So the
Pele.
situation I'm in is,
Mm,
and I didn't even know. I'm just somebody who's like, everybody is different. I'm just very open hearted. Or when
yeah.
they tell you that God will, anything they do was God. No,
Yeah.
free love. No, things God does everything. I was like that, you know.
You're an
Um,
empath. Yeah.
so
Empaths are like that.
I really walked into it blindly, open or openly blind, you
Mm,
know.
mm.
So yeah, so now um and his mother was, anything he does apparently his mother backs him. You
Hmm.
cannot tell you cannot tell her anything bad. She the pastor, the Italian pastor who wed us was like, and I didn't still understand. I had no clue. He said to me, this man and his mother have a funny relationship. I didn't understand. I was like, oh, you're just being Italian and Oyibo in your mind. I didn't see anything. The mother is just about, all about caring and taking care of her son. I didn't mind it.
You know
Um,
something? Do you want to come and share this full story so that we can see how we can support you? Johnny
um,
Divine. Do you want to
yeah,
come and share? Do you feel ready?
I think, um, I guess
You've
since I'm
already shared half
talking
of
now,
it.
and
Yeah, you might as well
yeah,
come.
so
Come and tell us
yeah.
everything so that, have your own sessions, we'll talk. As a matter of fact, we can do it tomorrow.
Tomorrow might be too soon.
Okay.
Um, eh, tomorrow might be too soon.
Okay.
Perhaps next week or so. I don't know if you want to talk to me personally
Yeah, let's
first.
talk. Yeah, take my number
Yeah,
down. Let's talk because I feel like there's a lot in your story that we might not be able.
yes,
Yeah, send me a message on WhatsApp.
yeah.
Let's talk
It's really
more, and then
expensive.
yeah, there's a lot.
Um,
Okay.
again, dear sister, I'm sorry everybody to hold you. Dear sister, whatever you're planning to do, you're only walking into what you cannot even begin to. It will take God to dig out of it. Hold your money, build yourself, heal. God, you have many years ahead. In all honesty, you have time to heal, take care of your children. Once again, that man is not your friend. Protect yourself with your investments. He's only going to take it. He's only going to take your money and invest for himself because you say he's hot tempered. You're living in fear. My son ex too is very hot tempered. Would throw stools and stuff at me. I had to run. My
Okay. All
So
right.
please
Yeah.
protect yourself.
Thank
Okay.
you,
Thank
Johnny
you.
Divine. My
Thank you, Sister
number, yeah,
B.
my WhatsApp is on the screen. Take it and let's talk, and we arrange. So you come and
Okay.
share the full story, and then we'll see how we can support you. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All
Thank you,
right.
Sister
Thanks, my
B.
darling. All
Bye.
right. Thank you for sharing. It's not easy putting yourself out there. You can tell that she's really, really struggling. She was really, really struggling to tell bits and pieces. Okay. But I don't want this to be about her because I can tell that because she's in pain, some of the things she's saying might be relating to how she's feeling and her own experience. So I don't want, this young lady that we're talking about in Australia to feel like this is her story. They are two different people. Their situations are different. The person that Johnny Divine is married to is different from this person. So, she said something that this person is not your friend. The person that you are with is not your friend. So I'm just going to talk about that. I don't want it to be that way. Okay, your situation is completely different. But sometimes when people are in pain, they tend to bring their own pain and use it to analyze other people's situation. But no two situations are completely the same. But I do understand where she's coming from. So saying that her husband is not her friend, I'm just going to say, D, please disregard that. Okay? That's not what you are here for. You are here to gain advice about your financial freedom. So this is not your situation. Your husband is your friend, and you are not telling us you want to leave your marriage. You said you love him. You don't want to sink deep into that place where you were before, and it's completely different. But I do understand why Johnny Divine was talking like that. So I just needed to clarify that. Ola say exactly, Auntie. Ola, you are teaching me a lot about generalizing. So I learned that from you. Okay, let's move on. Gigi, another Gigi. Sorry about the wait. Welcome.
Hi, Auntie B.
Hello, where are you joining us from?
Hello.
Gigi, another Gigi.
I'm calling from Scotland. The previous caller has really, really triggered me. Oh God.
Oh, are you in the same situation?
No, but I left a situation very similar 4 years ago.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah.
What a way to
Within
start a new year. Emma Gbamike. And you fans say Gbami. Really? Okay,
four
go
years
ahead.
ago, we didn't have children. I'm glad, but it was hard. So I get what she's going through. It takes time, but it gets better. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Walking
Mm-hmm.
away is the best thing. It gets
Mm-hmm.
better. Now, about the um she needs to this time that he's asking for her money and all that is a time for her to sit down and reflect on who she married,
Hmm.
how much trust she can give him, because not every marriage is the same. There's marriages where you're happy, you invest together, you share things, and things work out. I mean, there's marriages where they're giving you the long game. You agree to invest, he invests everything under his name. If you guys don't work out in future, what happens to you? There's so
Hmm.
many women of our mothers and grandmothers' ages who worked and had businesses, but now they beg their children for money because their husband invested all the money under his
Hmm.
name. So we women have to be aware of that. We also have to be careful about painting red a different color. If he's shown you that there's certain things that he cannot be trusted with, let's not pretend that if I give him 10 chances, he can be trusted. Some men choose to change. Some choose not to see a problem in what they're doing.
Hmm.
If you're unlucky and you're married to the one who doesn't see the problem in what he's doing, you and the children are the sufferers, right? Even right now, I don't think anybody has asked this question. What if she says no to the paycheck and he stops her from working, or he tries to sabotage her job?
She said she's put her
Well,
foot down. I don't think he can stop her from working anymore. I think she finally found her voice with the job.
I hope so, and I hope he backs
Mm,
down. But there's little things they can men do. He'll refuse to
mm,
stay with the kids when you're having a night shift. What do you do then?
mm,
Sometimes it's important to have a plan B and C,
mm-hmm,
childcare, cooking, because those
mm-hmm.
are the things they sit on us with.
Yeah.
You know, they'll say,
Mm-hmm,
I can't do it today, and then you stay home with the kids. How many nights will you stay home with the kids? Or will
yeah.
you have
He's
a
not.
plan B
I
just
don't
in
think
case?
he's in. Is it's not. It's not saying she shouldn't work anymore.
Mhm.
Okay. What he's saying is, bring your paycheck. Let me plan and invest it for us. That's where we are.
Yes, I understand that, but what if he reacts when she says no?
Okay.
You should think about that,
Mm-hmm,
how he would react when she says no. It doesn't
mm-hmm,
mean because he will react that she should agree,
mm-hmm.
but she has to outsmart him or think ahead of him.
Okay.
In matters like childcare, in matters of what if he decides, okay, you've refused, start paying bills. What do you do?
Yeah, of course she will
You
be
know?
expected to pay bills now that she's working. That's
Yes.
expected.
And it's
She
not a
can't keep all her
problem.
paycheck. That's not gonna happen
It's
anyway.
it's not a problem, Auntie B, but we've seen a lot of men turn around and you end up being the main payer of the bills.
Hmm.
It's looking at these things and figuring out how she will make things work. It's looking ahead of him because we don't know how he'll react when she continues to say no.
Hmm.
and she has to look at these things and also look at the experience of people who've been there. Because I can speak from, I have seen women in my family who have ended up being the main breadwinner because she said she wants to go to work and he slowly neglected responsibilities.
Okay.
So she has to watch for all of these things, and to, as much as she loves him, to watch who she's dealing with. She's the only one who can sit down and honestly, instead of looking with blinkered eyes, look with open eyes. Who am I working with, and how do we work this around? How do I help myself and my children? Because when things go wrong, a lot of times the women and the children are the ones who suffer. Yeah, that's all for
Okay.
now.
Thank you so much, Gigi. Another Gigi. I really appreciate your contribution. Even though, this is brought some memories back for you. I feel like you were, maybe because you've been, it's been a while since you went through it, unlike the previous caller who's still going through it. You are more, you've grown and you can see more clearly now that, this is a situation that needs, to be handled very carefully. So thank you so much for your input. Have a happy new year. All right, Neela. Hi, Neela. Happy New Year. Where are you joining us from? Unmute yourself, please. Neela is muted, though. Okay, I'm going to add Joy while Neela is figuring it out. Hi, Joy. Can you hear me?
Hello, Sister B. Good evening. Happy New Year,
Happy
everyone.
New Year, my darling. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Okay. Where are you joining us from and what do you have to say? Should I hand my husband my paycheck for investments?
I'm joining us from London here, and
Okay.
I will say no, please don't give him your paycheck, my sister.
Why?
Um, your financial independence is the key to your sanity. Let me put it that way. If he wants to invest, you both sit down, have a long discussion. How much are we each contributing to that investment? You're not going to put all your resources in a business and he's not bringing nothing to the table. And at the end of the day, he comes up to say the
No, he's
business
bringing
has gone
something to
down
the
the drain.
table. He's working as well. So it's
Yeah,
joint
but is he
investments.
is he investing in the same thing? Is he ready to
Yes.
invest his own paycheck?
Yes, they are going to be investing
Does she
together.
have
That's the
access to
plan.
his paycheck?
I don't have the answer.
That is the thing. If he's asking for her paycheck, is he asking for the paycheck as a partner, or he's asking for the paycheck because he's dominating the relationship? We're not saying disrespect the man. We're not saying belittle your partner, but in what capacity is he asking for the paycheck? Her paycheck is her confidential property, it's private to her. The fact that he's her husband doesn't mean she should submit her paycheck to him. I would submit my paycheck to my dad because he's my father, but to my husband, no. I will not submit my paycheck to my husband. That's my personal opinion. But back to this sister, if you're happy to submit your paycheck to him, you're happy to give him all your earnings, by all means do so. But at the end of the day, please make sure you have a backup plan. Because if he comes up tomorrow to tell you that this investment has gone wrong, he can't recover the money, unfortunately, this happened, that happened. Are you going to be able to buy yourself even a cup of tea outside? Will you be able to buy yourself sanitary towel without having to reach out to a friend to say, can you put £2 or £3 in my account? Let me pop down to Boots or Superdrug to pick up sanitary towel. If you will be able to do that without stooping to that level where you go to your fellow human being to ask for money to get something as basic as sanitary towel, my sister, by all means, give him your paycheck, give him everything you earn. But if it's going to leave you in a place where you keep doubting your self-worth, I would say sit down and think about it again.
Okay. Thank you so much, Joy. Nani, I appreciate your contribution. And we are going to BBMJ. Happy New Year to you, my darling. How are you?
Auntie B, I came to give you your flowers. My
Thank
beautiful
you.
Auntie B. My new name for you this year is my starlight.
Oh,
My starlight.
you're giving me a nickname. I
Yes,
love that.
so you
Thank you
are
so
my
much.
starlight. You are my
Thank you.
starlight. When you come out in a beautiful day and you see that star shining.
Thank
That
you.
is what you are to me and to be. And I can't say it enough. Even thinking about it is making me emotional. You are my
Thank you.
starlight. I
Thank
have
you
to tell
so
you
much.
something interesting. My husband is in transit now because he's coming from Nigeria. I said, babe, I love you to death, but Auntie B is having a show. Please, I will call you in a few seconds. Let me let me talk to my Auntie B first. Let me
Oh
go and
my
mark
God. I'm
register
that important that the
yeah,
husband is coming second. Oh
yeah,
my
so
goodness.
he's on the road. He's on the road. I say, babe, when you come home, I have all the time for you. But Auntie B, it's not
For
all the time.
now, the show is on.
If the show is on, I have to go and mark register. Let me go and mark my register, please.
Thank you. Thank you
Auntie
so
B,
much.
thank you, thank you. I will still call you. I will still call you. My sorry,
No
plenty.
wahala. No wahala. No
But
wahala.
for this, I like what the lady that just called said, and I'm going to add to that. Financial independence is the new love code to a healthy relationship.
Hmm.
Financial independence is the new moisturizer to a beautiful skin. Women, yes, so
This is moisturizer.
is the new moisturizer to a beautiful skin. So women should please and embrace that and
Embrace your new moisturizer.
embrace your new moisturizer because it brings lots of things. So Auntie B, I just called in to give you your flowers.
Thank
Obodo
you.
Farm, I
Thank
salute
you. I
everybody.
appreciate that.
I bless everybody with every good thing. All the good that we wish for, we think of, we desire shall be ours in this year and more
Amen.
to come.
Amen.
Our
Amen.
homes will be filled with joy. Our
Amen.
husbands and wives will be happy with us.
Amen.
Our
Amen.
families will succeed exceedingly, and we shall be loaded with smiles. And every night we go to bed, we shall all go to
Amen.
bed with smile. Auntie B, that's all I
Amen.
just came to tell you.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much,
My
baby.
starlight auntie. Thank
I
you.
appreciate you. God bless you, my darling. The Lord will honor you. He will watch over you and your family. It is well with you. Thank you so much. I receive it with grace. God bless you. All right. We are going to the end. I said I was going to do 1 hour. I've almost done 2 hours. Sherry, these live streams, man. Amara, welcome.
Hello, Auntie B.
Hello, sweetie. How are you?
I'm
Happy
fine.
New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everyone. Okay, so I didn't start from the beginning, so I didn't really hear the story, but I heard that at some point her husband had asked her to stop working. Is that right?
No, she was never working. She was only 20 when she was married from Kenya and
Okay.
brought to Australia. He stopped her. He never allowed her to work. So she
He
made
never allowed her
four
to work.
babies in 12 years.
Okay. So this is what
Mm.
I I have noticed in my little experience with men. Men are very, very, very strategic. If a man is telling you something or asking you for something, or he's thinking about what he wants in 5 years time, in 1 year time, in 2 years time, his conversations, for instance, if a man wants to marry you and he's like, oh, I like you, I want to marry you, he's thinking of what he can get from you. That's how men are wired. He's thinking, she sabi cook, she go sabi do, she go sabi. We women are thinking, oh, I like him. Oh, he says nice things to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we're driven. They are
Yeah.
driven, they are very calculative. For them, it's
Mm-hmm.
about what's in this for me.
Mm.
That being said, what is happening now, I think, is her husband has just what is appears to be like paraphrased a question. When he didn't want her to work,
Mm.
it seems to me like he wants to be able to strip her of any financial freedom, strip her of her ability to have that power. She went ahead, she was able to scale that and I understand she's working now.
But it can also mean, I don't want us to jump to the conclusion that he only stopped her from working because he wanted to control her. It could
Okay.
also be because they have a large family and maybe they planned they were going to have so many children. I don't know. Maybe that's his plan. And he didn't want the added responsibility of working on top of, nurturing and caring for so many children. It's possible.
Okay, I believe in patterns. It's possible. But when I'm looking at somebody, I'm not looking at a case in isolation. We're building a pattern here. So now she has kids and she's able to work. What is the point of telling her to submit her paycheck?
It's for
What I'm saying
investment.
is, when a man, in my little experience with them, when they're talking, you have to pay attention to what they're not saying.
Right.
Do you understand? Pay attention to what they're not saying. Because, and women is very difficult. It's sometimes difficult for us to do that because we look at things from the lenses of emotions and
Yeah.
love and
Yeah.
care.
And
But you need
family.
to switch and start to work with your brain and begin to think about your future. Those kids are your future, right? Yes, those kids are your future. God forbid, I don't wish it for her because that's not what she wants. But if something happens tomorrow and her husband is not there, what will she fall back on? Her eyes, she loves her husband, I understand. But she needs to think about how her decisions will affect her kids. What is the point of saying she should submit her check?
So
I
you don't
feel,
believe that this investment is
oh
a
no,
good suggestion?
oh no, it's not. Because if a man that is a man, will not tell you to do that.
The way you say a man that is a man, are there some men that are not men?
See, a man that is a human being will not tell you to
Oh my God,
submit that.
Amara, we are just starting
Auntie B,
2023. I don't
Auntie
get power
B,
for this,
see,
for this,
your husband
for this
can
guys
say,
boss.
Auntie B, see, your husband can say, babe, I beg, say we should bring 10%. Let me bring 20%. Or let me bring, every month, let's be putting this money aside and be investing. That sounds like somebody that you are working together with. Do you understand? But when a man is telling you,
Bring your
as a woman,
paycheck.
you have to submit. When they start saying things like that, and you have to submit this, you have to do this. When a man starts telling you that, see, you have to switch the lens. That lens, when you go to doctor's office and they're putting lens and they're doing your eye for you, as they're testing, they're putting different lenses, and your
Yes.
vision is changing, and you have to switch the lens. That lens of emotion, you have to set it aside. There are certain things that you hear in English. I don't care how many years a person has lived with you. People change. People's needs change. The vision for your life changes, doesn't it change? What you wanted 2 years ago is not what you want today.
So what's your advice for her then?
My advice
Amara?
for her is she needs to prioritize her strategy over emotions, right? She should negotiate with her husband. If I were in her shoes, that's what I would do. I would say, babe, can we be putting aside 20%? Let's start small. Do you understand? Let me bring 20, you bring 20. Let's be putting it together and let's be doing this investment small.
Yeah.
You get? And see his reaction. She shouldn't give him an outright no. His reaction will expose his motive over time.
I like that.
Do you understand? So she shouldn't give him an outright no, because if he cause wala, but she should negotiate. She should say, I know that investment is good for our family. You are a visionary person. That's why I married
I
you. You
love
have
that.
sense. But
It's like you listen to PK. The way you are setting, you listen to
who is
PK. I can
PK?
tell. Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo.
Oh, I've listened to him before, but I'm not an ardent follower. But Auntie
Oh
B,
yeah.
I've told you before, eh?
The way you
I
said it.
Oh, I've listened
Tell
to him
him,
before,
okay, I know you have
I'm not an
vision.
ardent follower.
I
Yeah,
know, yeah.
I know that you are a visionary man.
You're a visionary man.
Exactly. So, and I agree with you. There are
Yeah.
some people that you are dealing, especially when you don't know where they are going.
That is strategy.
Yes,
You are
when you
thinking like
don't
a
know where
man.
they are going, because right now
Yeah.
we don't really know his motives. We are all speculating. So when you are dealing with somebody like that, you follow them with sense. You don't come with force. You say, I understand. But sure, we have this, I have this, we have kids, we have this. If we put all our eggs in one basket, it's not good. So let's start small. I'll be giving you this one. You understand? You put this one, I put this one. We start.
You
Then
are
if as
very,
it's
very
going, we will
wise,
be adding
Amara.
more.
You are
How?
so wise, honestly.
So it is how he's going.
Her name is Amara, man of prestige. Hold on. Ola, you're asking, who is this caller? Her name is
My
Amara.
name is
She's
Amara.
that Amara that carries plenty sense whenever she calls.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Yes,
can
my
hear you.
Hey,
darling.
hey,
Happy New
Amara, that's
Year.
awesome. Hey, happy New Year to everyone.
Happy
Happy
New
New
Year.
Year. Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Thank you.
And
That's
that
awesome.
and that's how you go about it. How a person now behaves is now how you would know whether you will stand or you will run. But that's how I would say she should handle it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've been excellent. I always
Yeah.
enjoy talking to you because
Thank you, Auntie.
I think you are one of the few women that have mastered the art of being a woman. You look like a woman, but you think like a man.
Auntie B, I grew
Honestly,
up with an interesting man as a father.
really, he
Oh,
taught you
oh
all
yeah.
this.
Yeah. My
Oh my
father was
God.
an interesting figure. My
Hmm.
mother, on the other hand, was meek and calm with plenty of sense. My
Wow.
father was very, very violent, very, very vocal, very controlling. As a child, I saw my mother in a pool of blood as in and out of hospital. It was crazy
Wow.
growing up. When you grow up in that kind of environment, you just learn over
You learn
time.
sense by force.
Yes, it will just, over time, you would learn
It's
how
not
to
everybody that grew up from that environment that learns sense. Some people
how to
grew up from that
diffuse
experiment.
tension, how to follow a crazy person. You
Some
see that
people
this
grew up
person is
from that
crazy.
environment and they are just angry.
You follow them
Yeah,
gently.
you can go either way. You can go to
Yeah,
either
Yeah,
extremes. Yeah.
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 It seems like you took the good, you took the bad situation and used it to your own advantage and learned the lesson, and you learned from it. And you don't even sound like you are. If you didn't tell us, we will never know that you grew up from that environment. When you
Yeah.
said that your father is interesting,
Oh
you sound
no.
like Oyibo. Oyibo
Interesting is
people when they
because I
say
don't want to use
interesting,
a bad word, but it's oh God,
is he
have
still
mercy.
alive? Your precious father, the interesting one.
Yeah, my dad was an interesting man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because I don't want to use it. I don't want to use it. Those kind of people that people see you outside. People are like, I wish my father was like your father.
Mm-hmm.
Or he was the loudest man in church. When my father died, you know how
It's always
people
church people.
their their
Always church
their
people.
their people their father leave them with houses and cars and properties. My father left us with a room of encyclopedia of Bibles in
Wow.
different dialects and
At
different
least he left you something.
anti. We couldn't read those Bibles because he would do
Amara,
Bibles from
please
50
don't complain. He left you something. Whether it's
anti
encyclopedia of Bibles in Igbo, Yoruba,
anti
Hausa, and Turenchi.
Bible in ancient English. We couldn't read it.
He left you the original Bible that Moses wrote.
Couldn't. But it as in I don't understand. It was turmoil for the 30 years of their marriage.
Oh
Turmoil
my
every
goodness.
blessed day. And my mother
And you
on the
experienced all this.
I witnessed it. I remember the first time I stood up to my father, I was 17. And I don't know the spirit that possessed me.
Amara, let me
Go
give you your
ahead.
flowers
Yeah.
before you
Yeah,
leave. Let me give you your
I was
flowers before you leave,
17,
right?
right? When I stood up to my father for the first time, I don't know the spirit that possessed me. I ushered my mom into one of the bedrooms. She thought I was going to stay there and talk to her, and I locked her in there. I came out and I told my father, I said, it's today that it's going to end. It's not going to happen again. He gave me the dirtiest slap. I can still feel it.
You can feel the pain. You can feel the pain from 17-year-old. You can still feel it.
And
Hey,
he
by
beat
me.
me black
Oh,
and
my
blue.
show. Hi.
Black and blue. And I stood there. I said, I will take it as long as you don't touch my mother ever again. My father died many years later, but between 17 and when he died, I was his arch enemy. The physical abuse on my mom stopped. that day.
Did you
But
have brothers?
I had one brother, but I'm the first child. I was
Aw.
about to go to university and I was scared that they would call me one day and say my mother was dead. So I needed to do something. So he was a physically violent, he's big and, strong. But I took it that day. Thankfully, the physical abuse ended, but every other kind of abuse escalated.
And your mother stayed all through?
My mother stayed. She nurtured him. Oh, I forgot to tell you, my mother was the breadwinner.
Oh, shit.
He would wake up in the morning. Oh, he would wake up in the morning, sip tea, and cross his leg and read newspaper that we would buy for him.
He's a catchman. He was a catchman.
Oh yeah. So when I say interesting,
where this story moved from? The Kenyan woman that is asking for advice to Amara's father's story that was a couchman. You buy him the newspaper and the tea, he will drink it and cross legs.
The way you observe things like that, and also, I had to also learn in dealing with him how to diffuse tension and how to diffuse, when issues escalate, or when to sense when an issue is about to escalate and know how to diffuse it and so that we're not having noise in the house and all that. So over time, you just learn how to deal with a crazy person. But in all of it, I always say to myself and to my daughter, she's 14 now, and I tell her, God first, you next. You have to be high on self-preservation. You have to love yourself first before any other person, even before me, your mother.
I feel like this lady D in Australia needs to hear that. I don't think she's placed herself. I'm glad you mentioned that, Amara.
Yes.
When she was narrating her story, when I read her story, she didn't place herself in anywhere. I feel like she needs a high dose of self-love. Because it's all about my husband, my children, my family, my this, my that, my work, my this. Where are you in all this? Seems like she was completely lost in 12
because
years.
Even when you're on a plane, they will tell you if this plane is about to crash, you have to secure yourself first, even before you secure your child.
Even before you secure your child, they tell you put your own first.
You have to be okay first before another person beside you be able to help them. If women, a lot of us are groomed to, is that how you cook for your husband? Is that how you do? So we grow up with that mindset that we are wired to take care of other people. Excuse me. You love God first. You love your life and your first next. If you have that mindset, you would know when to fly. You will know when to run, and you know when to stand. It's very important that we teach it to our girls, especially.
Amara, let me give you a flower before you leave, because it's very important that we point these things out when people get them right. As opposed to only when people get them right. There are two things particularly that I want to give you flowers about. Number one is that you identified your power. See, when you say things like he was an interesting man, that point you didn't give your power away. If you went ahead and said my father was an evil man, at that point you're giving your power away, because when you see somebody as an evil person, you're not able to sit back and observe them in a way where you can handle them, if in case it's a father that you have to handle anyway, right? You would just see black all the time, right? So that's number one. The second thing is the seductive part in that your story, where you say, in that your suggestion to the lady, right? Like you just sit back and you edify them first.
It takes a really, really wise woman to be able to do that.
Yes. Because if all you can see again is red or black, right? You're just seeing somebody that's out to get you. You can't think straight at that point. But if you relax and say, okay, there's something, this person cares about something. What is it that they care about? You handle that first, and then you move forward to, like you said, self-preservation ultimately is the goal, right? But if this person happens to be your husband and you live together, it's not going to be as simple. Let me call them evil and keep moving. It's not going to be that simple. You will lose your power in that whole process too. So thank you so much for.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Auntie.
Thank you, Amara. Thank you so much. Please call more frequently. I know you are busy, but try and call us more, because I enjoy talking to you so much. Because you look at it from even angles that I didn't consider. You're amazing. You're amazing. You're amazing. Thank you, my darling. Happy New Year. Wow. That was something. You know why I thought she was listening to PK? Because
Mm-hmm.
PK is I learned from PK that if you want to try and stop something, people don't confront them, especially if it's your partner, your
Mm-hmm.
husband, don't confront him. And he usually use this example of if your husband is eating and is making noises while eating, don't say, look at how you are eating, you're a bushman.
That is nasty. But good.
So he always gives this example and say that if you say that to an African man, especially a Nigerian man that is so egoistic, they will like, you want to teach me how to eat now? I was eating before I married you. You want to teach me?
Yeah.
I mean, what you wanted to achieve, you will not achieve it.
Yep.
But you know how we are women. Some of us are, we are so confrontational. We want to say it the way it is. This is me. Take me as I am.
I
But
speak
it takes.
blunt.
We are very blunt. I'm in that WhatsApp group. I'm learning every day. But it takes a very, very wise person to be creative around it. So the example that PK gave is that if your husband is eating and making noise, say to him, oh, honey, I know you enjoy my food. You enjoy your food. You love my food. I can see the way you are enjoying it. Ndo, well done. I love it when I see you eating my food. But when you go outside, you cannot eat like this. So
Jesus.
if you eat like this outside, people might think that you are a bushman. But I know you are not a bushman. You're just enjoying your food. So this is the way they eat outside. So outside, we try not to make noise. You see the difference?
Yeah, it's definitely.
He said that most men are more likely to be receptive to getting what is constructive. It's a criticism, but it's constructive in a way that he sees the sense in what you are saying. That's what you are calling seduction of my man.
Yeah, that's seduction. That's seduction.
That's seduction.
Yeah,
You are first of all praising him. You enjoy my food. See the way you are enjoying. But when we go outside,
because he will still be busy enjoying the edification that you gave him.
Making noise when you are doing it.
Yeah.
It's not to say that all men or anybody it's not everybody that you even give, even no matter how creative you are, some people will not still take it.
Yeah, it's the concept, Auntie B. Some people don't even know that they have that kind of power in the first place. It's the concept itself. It's not that this exact example will work for your husband, right? But the concept that you do have that power is key to
Yolanda say I'm not babying any man.
Hey, that's that you're giving it away. Yolanda, you are absolutely that's fine, but that's the point there, right? The fact that you have a man that you can baby is actually power. It depends on how you look at it. It depends on if you don't see the benefit in that, you can't see it as power.
I think we're looking at it from a conflict resolution point of view. If you look at it from that angle, that you are trying to pass, what's the point of passing a message across that is not going to be receptive?
Exactly.
Your aim is to change a behavior, right? So would you not rather do it in a way that it will work instead of being confrontational? So it's something that I'm learning it to be honest.
So Yolanda makes sense if she can't identify the value in doing that. She makes sense. But for people that can identify the value, what is the point of me getting my point across to my husband? If that's your goal, then that may be useful for you. If you don't need to get a point across to a man, he can go to hell or he can go and hug Transformer. It makes sense what Yolanda is saying too, right? But most people are not like that. They want to be on the same page with their husband. That's the goal for most people.
Yeah. Okay. Man of prestige, how you doing? Happy New Year, Ola.
I did hear to be Happy New Year to you.
I can see that you've been working back to back to back to back. You are a hard worker. Wow. Every time I open my YouTube, you are there. I'm like, wow, this guy, did you take a break? Even Christmas Day, I think you were there.
No, day before Christmas. Day before
Christmas, you were there.
Yeah. I skipped one day. I skipped the Christmas.
You speak. Well done. Well done. You are doing well.
Yes, sir.
Well done.
You're doing well too, Auntie B. You're doing a fantastic job.
Am I?
You're a hustler now.
I don't know. This year.
It was rough.
No, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it anymore. I'm not. There's a lot going on. Yeah.
You just have to back off a little bit sometimes, and then 3 step forward, 2 step backward sometimes.
I know. I mean, this. I don't know how you're finding it. You're a man, I'm a woman, so the way we handle things is probably different. But this social media thing, this celebrity or whatever influencer thing, it's not a joke.
No, it's not. So
It's not a joke. I just
you
wanted
have
to
to
have
brace yourself.
conversations. I wish we can just have these conversations, in a way, privately. I don't know if it's
In a way,
possible.
privately. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I've always had these conversations privately with my wife. But I also noticed there's a big devolution, deterioration of society, and the society needs us. They need
So
this
social media
conversation.
is brutal.
You
I
know,
don't think people understand how brutal it is. I've been talking
yeah,
to you in the background
yeah.
about how brutal it is, and I've told you that I think it was only you and Bia I told, but it's really been really, really hard. And I'm really considering my options if I want to do YouTube going forward.
Yeah, it's the three step forward, two-step backward things. The two-step backward is when you talk to me, you talk to Bio, we rub minds together, you relax, you take care of yourself, but we can't afford to leave the society. It's like the Olowo Lanre Oloshi in Nigeria, right? Everybody can be destroyed if they keep living that way. It's not sustainable. When the society is deteriorating and we say we are living fine, we want to just continue. It's not sustainable.
I
So
don't know.
sometimes you need to
I don't
back
know.
off.
Yeah.
Here's what you notice, Auntie B. If you take 2 solid weeks off, don't even upload anything, you'll be feeling the direct opposite of what you're feeling right now.
I
2 weeks from now.
know. I do want to have this conversation, but I'm just so tired of okay, it's a different conversation. Cynthia, I'm seriously thinking about it. I'm not gonna lie. I love you guys. I want to be here, but I'm thinking of leaving. I'm tired. It's
Hi,
Yeah.
too
Phoebe.
much. Hi,
Yeah, hi, this is Nelly. How are you?
Nelly. Hi, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah, you know what? I don't know how you do it, and I guess really it's the grace of God because I couldn't do what you're doing and to be like come out in a public forum because if I get any backlash,
It's too
I
much.
see myself taking it personally. And
Yeah,
then, it's revolving in my brain, and I'm trying to figure out why I'm bothering my husband. So, honestly, the fact that you're doing it and you're doing it so graciously, it is indeed a blessing from God. I don't take, how they say on these is the head that wears a crown. It is a calling, and I know it comes, with a lot of retribution,
it's too
backlash,
much.
and all kinds of
It's too
people
much. It's
putting
just
in
too much. So
their
I'm asking myself, do I really need this? As much as I want to do it, do I need it? No, I don't. It's
The,
too
the,
much.
the trolls are vicious. Here's what I do, Auntie B.
Hey, you have no idea how vicious they are.
Yeah, they are
They come for
vicious.
me, they come for my family. They
Mhm.
are relentless.
Yeah. This is the point where we borrow a little bit from Blessing CEO Were.
No, I mean, I can't be like that.
You
She's a
can't be
different
like
kind of
her.
person. I
I
can't be
know,
like
I
that.
know, I
Unfortunately. I
know, I
mean,
know.
fortunately, no, I can't.
And the
I don't
thing
want
is,
to be
Auntie
like that.
B, for her, it's an act because she's suffering from it, whether she wants to admit it or not. I know
It,
personally, she's a human being. She's not an avatar. She's not a robot. She must be definitely feeling the pinch.
And
But
maybe she
sometimes,
needs it. Maybe she needs the publicity to earn a living, but I don't. I have a
you
career
but
let
at
as
at
me
well.
what cost? At what
I don't
cost?
need it.
let me say this, right? Whatever I just said there, please don't even worry about it. But let me just tell you like this: people like those kind of people that pretend like it doesn't affect them, it does, and is building up somewhere. Something has to give. People that are saying, "Oh, this is just me," it's all a lie. Some of us are privy to see people's. Let me don't even say that. Some of them are okay. I have access to some database that these people are dealing with a lot. Please, let's never ever get to a point where that's why I said 3 step forward and 2 step backwards. A whole 2 step backward. That one step, you need that breathing room so that because it's purpose. As far as you, if it's purpose, at least you can at least take care of that part. But the point I'm making there is this, right? It affects us, no matter who you are. Some of us, we have maybe better brazen room. Like you said, I'm a man, so I might be able to handle it better than other people. people say, "Oh, I don't read the comments." The truth is that that's extremely difficult to do when you're the one
Yeah, some
creating the
people don't
content.
recommend, and I've seen some channels they switch off the comment section. I don't want to, because I want to see what people, because people do suggest things.
There are good
They say
feedbacks there.
things. Yeah, a lot of feedback even for people who are coming to share and the stories that we share. So I don't want to, but I'm coming to a place now where I'll be forced to, because you see these people, they never come when we're having the live stream. No, you won't see them here.
Yeah, they won't be here.
But post the video
That's
and
one of the
come
things
back.
we have to keep remembering, and to be
They are
that
relentless. They
these
keep
are
coming and coming and
trolls.
coming. Yeah.
And the really scary thing with these trolls is that it almost has a domino effect. And, people are reading the comments, and then they're taking these comments as facts, because a lot of people don't think cerebrally. They just, foam at the mouth, and you don't even know who is where they are and what basement or wherever they are in the world, just making comments. And everyone's saying, oh, then you're reading the comments. So this person said this person said that. And then it just gets chaotic and out of control. That's where you kind of have to like tread the line and find a fine balance, and then I know you're a Christian woman, and, what you're doing, is a ministry in essence. So God will always find a way to refresh you. God will always find a way to uplift you, and,
Amen.
Always find a way to protect you. I guess for me, where I feel you're doing so great is that sometimes, it's bordering on, as you said, they're coming for your family and all that. And that's for a lot of people, that's where all, that's a deal breaker right there. So I guess
and the level of disrespect is too much.
Yes.
It's just too much. I mean, these are people that in real life they can't even talk to you.
Cannot.
Yeah, they are not your mates.
Yes.
Ordinarily, they won't be able to even talk to you in real life. And I'm like, what's this?
When we do, what makes it so pathetic is that we do come, Nigerians are quite respectful, and then, but because of the anonymity of social media,
social media,
the voice
is a different ball game.
Yeah. So, no, that's why I'm agreeing with you that in person they see you face to face. Woe betide them to come up all up in your face to spew the nonsense. So just hang in there, take a break. Do your, sometimes if you don't want to do the lives, you do like the car videos. We all love those as well, but it's hard. I don't know how you do it, because I'll be like fighting people all day long, because I do have the proclivity to take things personally. But as we get older, we just learn how to I guess compartmentalize, if that's even possible. So as you guys have said a lot, going back to the letter you received. But as Man of Prestige said, you have to you talked about like babying. Sometimes you do have to stoop to conquer, because you might, with this lady, she really does not want to put herself in a situation where it's going to get violent and dangerous. She was brought to a country when she was like really young. And if I remember, she wasn't allowed to work for 12 years, and he was indeed paying all the bills. So we can see him as like a benevolent man who really kind of wanted to take care of his family. But then, we wanted to, so in essence, if I wanted to play devil's advocate, I could say, oh, but on the other hand, I'm sure she expressed her interest to work. So if it's a man that really loved her, he'll honor that. Why would you not want your wife? So right there tells you that there is a lot of control. We don't want to judge him because we're just listening to her, but there are red flags. And then now from going, from not allowing her to work at all, and then now she's enjoying this independence and she's working and all that, and then he wants her to hand over her paycheck. No, that's just that. I mean, for me, that's where it looks so suspicious, because if he really wanted to be on top of things and just want to take care of the family, pay all the bills, and she's working, he will like, okay, whatever you do with your paycheck. And I was kind of curious, the lady, because you said she's from Kenya, the lady that asked what tribe, how stereotypes being what they are. But I was curious because I know, like in certain cultures, even in Africa at large, some of these men might want to, I'm not saying this is what he wants to do, because I have to be careful. I do advocate for men. I'm wondering if the reason she asked that question is Does he want to take the money to go get like a wife in Kenya? Because there's some of them that do that. No, for
Yes.
real. They
Yeah.
want to have that village wife, or maybe
Yeah.
their parents are putting pressure on them and all that, and they're
Mm-hmm.
polygamous. So you never know, what sorts of investment. So I guess in essence, to cut a long story short, is if it were me, the Igbo girl in me, he won't even know how much I'm making in the first place. My husband, fortunately, I thank God because I have a very strong personality. My husband doesn't ask me how much. He says, okay, you go here, pay the bills. Because I know if he asks me, I'm not going to tell him the truth.
You don't do
That's
joint.
me or women. Don't listen to me, but it works for me because
You
I'm
don't.
secretive, I'm private, you know, right? And I noticed, and also piggybacking on what Mana Prestige said, there's a way to get something from a man or even from your friends. If you
Mm-hmm.
come with being forceful, oh no, why do you want me to pay this? Why do you want me to do? No. There's a way to go about it gingerly, and I've practiced both where, kind of being on the, Auntie B's like personality, out there. I've used my husband almost like an experiment. And when I see he's like a softer, I talk to him, I say, oh wow, he's looking at me. Are you an alien?
Please
But I
stop using
practiced
him
it
as an
this last year,
experiment.
like being really gentle. And I mean, it's like a whole different person because he wouldn't argue with me, but I see him getting passive aggressive when I'm kind of, forceful. Am I making sense? So I guess in essence, it does work. Even the most, we call them narcissists. I'm hard pressed to call anyone a narcissist because they really haven't been diagnosed. Someone that's like really mean and all that, there is a way to push their mumu button to
Mm-hmm.
get things because she doesn't want to go rogue and then it all falls apart. She's
Yeah.
already dealing with, mental health concerns and all that. So she has
Yeah.
to be,
4 children is a lot.
for
So
children is a lot. She
yeah,
has to be
it's a
very
lot.
strategic about this,
Yeah.
and find a way. Does he know how much he's making? Is there a way she can hide it and just maybe give a little bit here and there and say, oh, just find a nice story to tell him and just
Mhm.
go
I
about
don't
it
think
in a
she I
very
don't think she should hide it. I just think that
okay.
there should be accountability and joint
Mhm.
responsibility.
Okay.
That's the best way.
Mm.
Yeah, it's not about hiding money because he's been paying all the bills
And
all
he's
this
been
while
paying
they've
all
been
the
married.
bills. Yeah.
So yeah, there should just be joint responsibility and people should be accountable. I think the very first person who came in and put a comment about, having a joint account where they can both put money, why she still maintains her savings account. I think I'm going that route because I think the person summarized, they pretty well summarized how I felt about this. So
Okay.
you
Yeah.
have bills, contribute towards the bill, have an account where you pay a contribution for the bills. Okay? If you're going to have investment, have an account where you put a percentage each. If it's 20% of your salary or 10% you want to put, then both of you need to put 20% each. So, and I'm assuming you know how much he's earning. As much
So
as
Auntie B, is that what he wants? Because remember, he said he wants the entire paycheck.
no, we are giving her advice.
Okay. And I
Yeah,
guess the advice we'll give her as
mhm.
well is the script to use.
Yeah, yeah. I'm giving her advice now. What I think
The
will work.
script.
Yeah,
How
she
to
should do
send the
this. Yeah, this
message
is
to
what she
him.
should do. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then so
Yeah.
that she doesn't, in case, because even investment, especially investments in Africa,
Hmm.
they can be very, very. You're not always very sure about the returns on those investments.
Mm.
So you need to protect yourself. You got 4 children, so she's got to protect herself. I never advocate that women should hand everything over and not
Mm.
have something, like a safety blanket or something for the raining day. People need to have, I don't care how you are doing 100% finances. Obviously, people will do what works for them, but everybody should have something saved for themselves. Just in
You're
case,
right.
especially because remember, she said that the sister is also involved. So their in-laws, wahala in this
Mhm.
situation.
Yeah, so she has to,
Yeah,
in
that's a
a
lot.
sense, she has to trade gingerly. So I guess in the long and shorts of it, you're right with the joint accounts and all that is,
Yeah.
how she's going to go about messaging it to him.
Yeah, she will
That's
tell
all.
him. I think she
Yeah.
will tell him. Thank you so
Mm-hmm.
much, Nelly. I appreciate you.
Thanks.
God bless you. Have a good year ahead. Okay, Ifechi family, you're the last but not the least caller. I'll end the show with Ola. Are you there, Ifechi family.
Hello.
Hi, Happy New Year, sis. How
Sorry,
are
can
you?
you hear me, please?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Happy New Year.
I don't know. I can't hear myself. I think I'm mute. I don't know. I've tried.
Can you hear me?
I can't. Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
She doesn't have a speaker, I guess.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me? We're hearing you.
I don't know what's going on. My mic is on, but I can hear your mouth, but I can't hear you. I can.
Carry on, carry on. Keep
You are
talking.
hearing me? Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
The
Thank you
same
so
sign
much. I
language.
regularly watch your channel, but it's not all the time that I comment or come up, but I value what you do here. I actually came up today to talk because with the name of my channel, you can see I'm very family oriented. There are things said here which actually baffled me. And by the way, for people who don't know me, I have this my channel. I have this Ifechi family channel, and I have Ifechi health and wellness because my interest is on family relationship and also health because of my background. I'm a health practitioner.
Okay.
Now, you mentioned two things here, my dear. You said accountability and joint responsibility when it comes to marriage. I have been married for 38 years. I've lived in UK for 35 years. Now, coming from my experience, both my own marriage and other people I've counseled, let me say something here about marriage. I've listened to people on this comment, people would just saying things, and one particular lady that came up, I must say I was actually a bit baffled by what she said. If I hear her right, if I'm wrong, correct me. She said that she can only give her father her money are not all responsible to her husband, but her father. Now, what do
Did
we
she call
actually
in?
understand by marriage?
Nobody called
Sorry?
in to say that, to the best of my knowledge.
Okay, I don't
I
know
didn't
how
hear
she
that.
said it, but she said something about not doing something to her
Oh,
husband, but
she
to
said
her
that you
father.
missed that to be. You
Something
missed
like
it.
that.
Oh,
I don't know
really?
why I
I
can't
didn't hear
even
that.
hear you. I can hear your
Okay,
mouth
go ahead.
going,
Yeah,
but if
let's
you
just
can't
hear
hear you, but I'm
let's
glad
hear
you
your
can
own
hear me.
take. Yeah, let's
Yeah,
hear your
okay.
own take. Yeah.
Okay, so when she said that, I'm thinking, what is marriage all about? Do we actually understand the full meaning of marriage? You know, marriage is living and cleaving. I'm not saying that when you cleave with your husband and with your wife, that you forget your father and your mother and or everything. But why? That's what the Bible says. The two should work together. Over the years, we have done, what have worked for us. You know, when it comes to marriage and finances, what works for one may not work for another. Myself and my husband, as I say, this is our 38 years of marriage. What have we done? From the time we got married, we decided, even before we said I do, we sat down and talked about finances because we know that this can cause problems in marriages. Both of us are working. My husband is now semi-retired and I'm still working. So what we have done over the years, we decided the amount of money that we have a joint account. Both of us have a joint account, and then we have our separate accounts. So we decided how much we put in that joint account. And it's not 50-50. It depends on who is earning more. Now that is the other way around. I'm earning more because he's semi-retired. So I know that my own input is more. And this is an agreement that we have had over the years, and it helps us a lot. So any investment we want to make, either back home or within here, or to help, because we are into charities and stuff like that, we know that everything is coming from our joint account, all our bills, everything. And then we all also have our separate accounts. Like over this Christmas period, there are people I want to bless personally. I don't have to consult my husband. Oh, is it okay to do this? But the ones we did jointly, we did that from our joint account. So that way, we are still accountable and still have that joint responsibility without one person lording it over the other person. And it has worked nicely for us. So if anybody is hiding what they have from their spouse, what kind of marriage is that? And if any spouse is asking for the wife's or partner's 100% paycheck, what kind of husband is that? So I think what works for one may not work for the other, but I'm just sharing my experience in my own marriage for this so many years and other people I've dealt with. That's what I just want to. I know you have run out of time. You've said it before that you don't want to spend this long, but because of the type of things you discuss here, sometimes you have to run over. So I needed to chip this in just to say that, you know, we should work harder. People come into marriage. I know some people here who sign prenup. They sign it just if it doesn't work out, we go our ways. So it depends on what people actually have in mind before they get into marriage. I've always said it in my channel. Marriage is not mandatory. You're not forced to marry the person. So if you're going to be miserable in marriage, there's no point in getting married in the first place. You don't have rest of mind. You're looking over your shoulder. You don't know what to say. You don't know what to do. And money is always a big issue in marriages. And if you don't have any financial difficulties or challenges between you and your spouse, then your marriage is more or less successful. But money and infidelity, obviously, these two things are major problems. But financial problem seem to be a lot more, because some people don't even care. They think, do you know what? If he wants to go and chase other women, he can go. But it's always this money, financial. If we can deal with this, because it's just something that my husband always say, if it's something money can solve, my dear, it's no more a problem. Not that we have all the money in the world, but money has never been a problem for us. Thank God, because we started on time to talk about it, and we have this joint account, and we have a separate account. So we are very independent, and at the same time, we are very jointly united. I'm going to stop here. I don't want to go longer than this. Thank you so much for this time given to me. I appreciate what you do so much. Thank you. I'm also in London here. I'm in Southeast, well, I'm in Kent, but we call it Southeast London, but I'm in Kent. Thank you so much for what you do. And thank you, everybody in the chat. Okay.
Thank you. Ifechi family. Happy New Year. Thank you so much, sis. Unfortunately, you cannot hear us. I don't know why, but you've made very, very good points. And I'm sorry I missed that point where I think these children always distract me. So I may have been talking to one of them. Toby came in to tell me he wants to go to his friend's house. So I may have been talking to him when the person said that. Because trust me, I would have pulled them up immediately, saying that you are going to give your paycheck to your dad. Is that what the person said? Ola, you caught that? I don't understand.
Yeah, I think I caught that, and I think a lot of people in the chat caught that. I think there was context behind what the person was saying too.
Okay.
The person was basically saying, instead of giving my paycheck to that type of husband, whatever she was describing at that point, that she would rather give it to her father. She wasn't saying she will always give paycheck to her father.
She'll give it to her father. Is she living with her father? Who is going to pay the bills if she gives the paycheck to her father?
There's all kind of ideologies around this thing called marriage these days. Let me give Auntie that just gave that. Let me give her flowers. For somebody that's been married for 38 years and have such level of wisdom that's very relevant in 2023.
Yeah,
I want to give kudos to her because she dropped a lot of gem. It was it's kind of sad that she couldn't hear us, but she dropped a lot of gem because she kind of in a very short submission. She covered quite a lot of base in what.
I like what the husband said, that anything that money can solve, if money can solve it, then
Yes, but that thing right there too, this whole financial thing, like she said, is case by case, right? But if you have to look over your shoulders, like she said, if you have to be afraid of how you move, hiding money.
Okay, she was being sarcastic. Someone said that the person that said that was being sarcastic.
It was sarcasm in it. Yeah,
it was sarcasm. Okay, all right. Okay, all right.
So yep. So it's still very important to pick that up, because some people take sarcasm as literally. They will not go and say, "Oh, I knew I wasn't crazy." No. That's terrible idea to give your money to your father. If your father already handed you over to your husband in a holy matrimony, if for some reason you're not able to honor that, you need to assess why you're not able to honor that, because nothing good will come out of it. If you're in that space mentally where you feel like you trust your father more than your husband, like she said, it's better if you're going to be in marriage like that. Why not just leave, right? Why would you want to live life like that?
I feel like this issue of finances in marriage, it depends on couples. Different people have the way they handle their finances. Some couples believe in joint finances. They put all their money together. They have a savings, they have an investment, they have a checking account, as you guys call it,
right.
A current account.
Right, checking account. Current.
Yeah, current. Yeah, some people don't. Some people believe in having an account where everybody will put in a contribution, like Ifechi family said, depending on who is earning more.
Right.
Right? They'll
Right.
put a percentage there for running their household bills. Then they'll
Yes.
have another account. Then individuals will have their own private savings.
For personal things.
Yes, for personal things and all that.
I don't need to see how much you spent on your extensions
Yes.
last month.
Yeah. So
Jesus
it depends.
Christ.
It's really difficult to advise people about finances because it depends on how open and honest you are
Right.
about your finances.
Right, right. It's one of those things that we talked about, selective honesty, right? The honest truth is that I don't need to know every time you buy a pata for yourself as a woman. Like, come on. Like really, every time you go to Victoria's Secret, I need to know, or how much you're spending there. But to a large extent, we need to have an idea. We need to have an open communication. Have an idea doesn't mean you know everything. You must monitor everything. Like this example you're giving, this story that you read in the beginning. I think the lady is panicking, which is understandable.
Yolanda is not even having it at all. She said, my parents were married for 55 years and my father had 2 women. I'm not impressed with how long anybody is married anymore. 55 years of hell it was for your parents, right? Wow.
Let me say this. I'm not surprised by that comment from Yolanda. She made a comment earlier too. I'm not really surprised. I can see patterns in her comments.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
She said, I'm not raising nobody or something like that. I'm not babying any man.
Yeah, respectfully. Yeah. Just so you know, we all have patterns. You can probably see patterns. You could probably almost tell, maybe I'm trying to sell marriage. I don't sell marriage. And I think Ifechi family was not selling marriage. She said it's not by force. If you're going to go into marriage with such mindset, could it work? Stay out of it. It's just not going to work. There's nothing wrong with being single. There's nothing wrong with choosing to be single. Like, hey,
and you don't have to have your parents' marriage, by the way, Yolanda. Yeah. You don't need to do your parents' marriage. You can do yours. Because your parents were in a long, unhappy marriage doesn't mean that has to be your story. Yes. You can be like Amara and do things differently.
It's different, and there's so many nuances and layers to it, right? Like we've been saying all along in this stream, there's so many nuances to it, but there's some things that you just like. The truth is that longevity in marriage and a person speaking so pleasantly about marriage 38 years later means a lot. Let's not cap. That means a lot. I don't care where you're coming from in this world. That is a big deal. That's a credible woman who just talked. She couldn't pretend to talk that way. So, like I said, if that's your mindset, every time you hear longevity, you hear negativity, it's better to stay out of marriage because you don't want to end up on these streets of YouTube advising people to basically hate their wife or their husband.
Why do people hide their finances? Ola is saying something. Sam Olu said that in Nigeria, most couples hide their finances, but I know that people hide their finances in the UK. And in the Western world, when you want to apply for a mortgage, both partners have to be open.
You see everything.
They are scrutinizing your finances quite seriously now, your paycheck, everything.
Right. But also, let's think about the kind of couple that want to buy a home together. They're in a certain space too, right? They could be also doing, they could be doing a better past my neighbor too. Some people compete with other families. But Samolu has a point. At that point, in order to get, those kind of people want to get the biggest houses too. So they have to show everything as much as possible.
Let me say this. I believe strongly that the leader of the family is the man. Okay, I'm a Christian woman. It's not everybody that will believe this. This is my own personal belief. I believe the man is the head of the family, is the leader. And as a result, it is the head of the family and the leader of the family that sets the tone for finances in the family.
Yes.
He's the one that set the tone. When you are married to a man who is open about finances, this is how much my paycheck is. Okay, this is how much bills we have. If one person is working, for instance, in this case that we're talking about, our bill so and so in a month is this. Okay, this is how much we should set aside for savings. Right. And you are open. The woman, most women, not all, because some women say, they get for hand.
Some people have things going on.
So I'm not going to say all women, but most women, when a man leads that way,
right?
When the only reason why this lady in Australia is asking for this advice now is because of how he has led her, because he was the only one working for 12 years.
Right.
That's why she doesn't feel secure
Right.
to open up and to hand over this paycheck or to even, discuss it. That's why she's reaching out. If he has led her by example by being open, then
Right.
I think she will have no problem at all saying, okay, all these 12 years you carry the family. I know everything about our finances, where this
Right.
money is going to. I understand it. Now it's
Right.
my turn. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? The
Well,
man always have to set the tone because you are the
yes.
head. You are the
Yes.
leader.
Yes, the man it's not the man should always, the man actually set the tone, either he's aware of it or not. He's setting the tone. Clearly, this woman, this 32-year-old woman, does not feel safe with her money, with this man. That's the obvious right now. We know that she doesn't feel safe, and that's why she's asking these questions. There are many, many women that won't even ask any questions like, what are you going to do with money? They might say, hey, I need to keep some aside for myself. Oh. But how much do you need is typically the conversation when the person feels safe. How much exactly are we talking about? They don't even need to get into the details of the investment. We forgot to talk about that part. Where a woman feels so safe, she doesn't need to get into the details of what he just trusts that he's a man and he's always led us, and I trust that it's going to be fine. Even if he loses the money, you understand that's part of the game, because investment is not your mate. Sometimes you lose money, right?
And that's exactly what that Auntie Fetchy was saying. She said, now my husband is semi-retired. I'm earning more now, so I'm putting in more into
Right.
our joint finances because
Right.
my husband is semi-retired.
They're on
You
the
know
same
why?
page.
Because the husband has demonstrated over the course of their
Over
30 years
years.
marriage that he can be trusted.
Yep. So it's not about should you hand over your paycheck or not. It's about, if you're asking that question, you already don't feel safe. Let's get to the bottom of the issue. Why is it that you don't feel safe with your husband, right? It could be because you're the kind of person that manage your own money too. In that case, that man should also understand that it's not just going to tell you to hand over a paycheck. That sounds ridiculous too, even on the surface, right? But the real issue here is that you don't feel safe with this person to hand over your paycheck to them. Why is it that you don't feel safe with them? It doesn't have to be his fault. It doesn't have to be your fault. But that's a question that needs to be answered before we start casting our rules on this lady, that this is how it should be. This is that. No, it doesn't have to be anyhow. Their lifestyle, where they're coming from, dictates how they should operate in this regard.
I think we can pick a few reasons why she doesn't feel safe. From the
Yes.
story she wrote, we can tell she was not working. She wanted to work.
Right.
He said you cannot work.
So he has controlling behavior tendencies.
That's number one. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Number two, she said when they quarrel or when they have misunderstanding, he will withdraw money from her.
Yeah.
So money was a tool.
Raised to power 2, controlling behavior.
Controlling behavior. Yeah. You see? So,
Right.
I mean, it's not like she just woke up and she's feeling insecure. Like,
Right.
she feels like, and she was only 20-year-old, Ola.
Right.
She was a 20-year-old that got married.
That's another factor. Yeah.
Brought all the way from Kenya to Australia, isolated from her family. She was very young. She was promised that they will put her in school.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
But it's like the school didn't happen even for a long time.
Right.
She said she got over 30 different jobs, and the man kept saying, you can't work, don't work. I'm interested to know why.
There's a lot of men that believe that a woman, they believe that a lot of pushback that they're getting from women these days, that the way to mitigate that is to don't allow them to go into the work environment where they're not that old independent thing. There's a lot of men who are gravitating towards that as a solution, which in my opinion is a terrible solution.
It's only a 20-year-old or 18-year-old you can manipulate like that. You can't manipulate you can't tell a grown woman oh, you can't walk. No, it won't work.
Yeah.
That's why they go for the very young girls.
Yeah, the real answer here for her in particular is that she needs to understand that there's not going to be perfect answer here. There's going to be friction because he's already used to this behavior of being able to control, right? So it's going to become things like, hey, I knew it. That's why I didn't want to let you go to work. Now, to your wings, right? You have a job. Now you think you can, such conversations can come out. And I think what Amara was saying is going to be very, very, very useful here. There is some kind of value that this man is getting from you. I don't know what that is. You know the story. You live with him. You've lived with him for 12 years plus. You know his mumu buttons. Or you can talk to a counselor, a coach, and they can help you identify the mumu buttons. And those are going to be your tools, okay? Because there's something he cares about. That's why he's staying with you. It's not just as simple as, oh, I just want my family and my wife. It's not. There's something he cares about. And those are the same things that you're going to need to use to create the result you're looking for. I'm not doubting that he's a good man. There's a lot of good men. As a matter of fact, quote unquote good men are the one that tends to be controlling. They have controlling behavior because they have this entitlement thing that since I pay the bills, since I take care of the household, you should be just be a feminine woman.
We need to define what that feminine woman. What does a feminine woman look like?
Right.
We need to define it.
Yeah.
I need a definition for that. One day we need to do that show.
Yeah. So
talk about what does it mean? What do you mean?
But it's not working. As you can tell, it's actually making things worse. But ladies, I want to share with you that you do have. If he's saying those things out, there's some deeper things behind that. Some deeper insecurities. The insecurity doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means it can completely create terrible results, right? There's some things that he values about you. He's afraid of certain things. He has certain fear, right? Fear like, oh, my woman will become independent. I won't be able to control anymore. They won't have respect. He has those fear, right? And if you understand that from that standpoint and you're able to, the thing that Auntie Yolanda said they don't want to do, what is it? Rub a little, if you're able to do that without attributing that to a negative for yourself, if you identify the end goal of this, what does it look like to be 38 years and be happily married? Not Fagiri Jaye married, happily married in a marriage, right? What does that look like?
I think that's what Yolanda was going at. She was going at, I think I understand where Yolanda was coming from. We have a way of always, and I'm not saying this to say that, people are not having happy marriages, but people have a way of saying, oh, I've been married for so and so number of years. I've been married for 30 years. I've been married for 28 years, 40 years. Well, the real question, I think, if I'm looking at it from the point that Yolanda is coming from, is in those 40 years or 38 years, how many of those years were you happy in the marriage?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. It's a valid question. It's a valid question.
Yeah, because we know people who stayed in marriages for 50 years. They went, Adewale comes here and tells us the story of how his own parents' marriage. So I think the point is that the longevity of the marriage does not mean that you were happy. That's where she's coming from.
It's a fact. It's true. But usually when they're not happy, they're not coming on YouTube to try to help other people too. They don't sound like what's her name again? Auntie that just came. They don't usually sound like that. We know what they sound like when they are trying to cap that they are married for certain years.
Yeah, but no, I don't think she was. I don't think she was capping.
So that's not her. Yeah.
No. It's just she's just talking generally. And Yolanda also said that she was married for 17 years herself.
Right.
So a long time too to be married. So
it comes back down to personal experience, right?
Yes.
Again, after you say 2 or 3 sentences, I know exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah. I think I get what she means. Yeah. Okay, Temiti,
are you?
Hello.
Now that Ola is here, I know you and Ola is your friend.
Temiti, are you? Happy New Year.
Yeah, we should say that. Hello, Auntie. This is it your whole neck gal is giving like
thank you. I said I should wear my Christmas dress for you people. You know what? Our Christmas dress. This is my Christmas and New Year dress.
You look good. You look good. Yeah.
How are you? You even change your profile picture, eh?
Yeah, but
I'm so sexy.
Temiti on flick.
Thanks. Yeah. So, hello, Bodofam. Yeah, I didn't start from the beginning, but I think I was able to get a hang of what we're talking about with the lady that wrote the letter. The only thing I just wanted to throw in there before I kind of pet my Auntie B let me just say this stuff about what I was looking at. They have 4 children, right? And
Yeah,
they, and
all under 12.
yeah, so they're very little kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so let's look at that. You know, if you've got 4 kids in diaspora, right? What about childcare, school runs and all of that? So what's the feasibility of you getting a job where you be able to earn enough that, a job that will take you away from being the primary caregiver, 24/7 for those kids, and then you'll be able to earn enough to pay for the childcare. Do you get? Because at the end of the day, if you do the math, right, you might be losing money, or maybe at the end of the day, you just have like £100 difference from how much you're going to spend for the childcare and the amount you're going to get from working. So I'm not sure. I'm just looking at it. I'm just being critical. Like maybe that's where the husband was coming from, or maybe when he said she shouldn't work. Because if you got all these 4 kids, he plenty you and he be okay now.
It's not one year they have. Adu Konofi be 4 kids, ni. 4 kids was over a period of 12 years. So
yeah, how old is the oldest?
She was married at 20. She's 32 now. So the oldest will be around maybe not older than 12.
Yeah, it will be like my son's age. Yeah, I'm just looking at it like that's a whole lot. Like, we don't
Are you
really
saying
know.
that maybe that's why he didn't want her to work because of
Yes, that's what I'm
children?
looking at. Yeah,
It's
I'm looking at it
yeah.
like, yeah.
It's impossible.
I'm looking, maybe that's why he didn't allow her to work for all this while. Probably maybe the last one. We don't know their ages, but I'm just trying to extrapolate to say if the first child was about 11, and then maybe you have 8, you have 7, you have like 4, yeah, it's just maybe just in the last 2 years before the last born will be about, probably will still be like 2-3 years old. So if you all of that, how many hours would you be able to work before you rush back for school runs, right? And what about that little one, right? Where are you going to keep the child? It's costly. So like let's
I understand. It might be, we don't know, but
exactly.
I think a lot of people are not going that way because they felt like if it was because of their situation, there's a way you could have probably managed that differently to say, okay, you're going to work, but this might not be the time. Or you could have allowed her to do part-time. Like Nelly's saying, for some women, you can tell that working was something that was very important to this young lady. It was very important to her. She repeatedly said that she wanted to work. So you could have said, okay, do a few hours part-time. That way it doesn't impact on you. You can still get the joy or whatever change you are getting from that. And you can still do your mother or nurturing duty. So there's a way to handle it. You see why people are not looking that way.
So Temiti made a good point that a lot of women don't consider, a lot of modern women don't consider, which is what is the net positive, net negative of you going out there to work when you consider everything for real, like childcare, right? A lot of time is net negative if all you're considering is finances.
Yeah.
Now, based on what you said earlier, Auntie B, that for you, you need to be able to, you need to be able to step out and do some work, and it makes you feel fulfilled, right? When you consider that, when you consider the emotional aspect of things, having a lot of women in this time stay home just because it's your rules and you're going to save money, it's a net negative.
Yeah.
Because emotionally, if she comes back 5, 6, 7 years from now and she starts to tell that story, a lot of things you're saying in the chat is what's going to be the story. You will be called controlling.
Yeah, but she said it affected her negatively. She said it. She said that.
So that's net negative.
Oh yeah,
regardless of how much finances you got from that
and
you
it's also
saved.
that she was not having a bath.
Wow.
For days.
Why?
Because she felt depressed.
She was probably depressed. Yeah.
She was depressed. She said she deliberately let herself go. She put on weight and she was not bathing.
So they might have 2 big houses. He might have saved good money from whatever. But when you look at that, go hard up,
Yeah, if it's really affecting her mental health, then probably she should have discussed with the husband. But it sounds like, from what I could read the charts, it seemed like the husband was a control freak, right?
Yeah, because again, there's a conflict. There's a conflict in the chat I'm looking at a few minutes ago about good men cannot be controlling. Good men are controlling, precisely. Okay.
What is the definition of a good man?
All right. Because again, it's the righteousness thing. You just think about what the Bible says about your righteousness is filthy rag, right?
Amara's father left them in a room full of Bible. He was
Yeah,
brilliant.
precisely.
Was
So,
he not a good man? Good. He
so
was good. Was
uh,
at home every day, dealing
yeah,
with the mother for how many years until the
Yeah.
poor girl had to
yeah.
step in. So
Yeah.
what is
So
good?
when I say good man, I'm using the labels that a lot of people will consider themselves good men. They don't realize that this is a behavior that will create negative results for them later on, right? Because they're just trying to be good. Like for example, this finances thing we just said. Hey, if you look at the math, he will put out the spreadsheet in front of you. But and he's really trying to be good. He's just trying to take care of the family, but he's disconnected from the emotional aspect of this whole thing.
Yeah.
So you're gonna tell me it's not a good man because it's just like most of them out there. They need to learn something new. It's emotion is big part of this whole thing. If a woman start to feel depressed for the next 2 years, even though you are bringing times two the money in, there's no good out of that.
Yeah.
And the thing I like about what she said about him, do you notice she never said anything negative about him?
Well,
She never said anything negative about his, even the way he treated her. She feels there's a way she expressed herself. I don't know. You didn't hear me reading it, Timothy, but if you go back to the beginning of the video, you hear it. She's still saying that, she's overcome. Like, she was feeling. She said he's a good man. He took care of the family. He paid the bills.
Right.
So that's
Right.
positive.
yeah.
Because the
And he even
basic
took care of the
things are,
family.
yeah.
He said he even sent money to, when she couldn't meet her own obligation back home, he did that as well.
Yeah. So do we think that this guy in his head is thinking that because he had given so much all this while for the past 12 years, right? And his wife is working. Could he be thinking like, okay, myself, I won't flex more now. You bring me your money. I'm just thinking along.
No. How you gonna answer that?
I just think he's oblivious to whatever is going on with his wife. A lot of men are like that. If you're going to run around and call them bad men, stay away from marriage because it's not going to be good for you. Because a lot of men are like that. They're just oblivious. They don't see. It's not tangible stuff. It's not tangible.
Yeah.
They need to be educated. You need to express yourself as much as possible. You need to engage your coach so they can help you express yourself. It's not as simple as, if you don't consider what is going on in the mind. It's a lot of men that will overdo what I'm even saying. They overdo it to the point that the wife doesn't even value them anymore. Like, let me make sure that I don't hurt my wife. And that's actually making the wife feel unsafe. How about that part? It's not 1 and 0. It's not as simple as
I think she measured herself up and she felt like, she's the first person to travel out in her family, right? And she couldn't do even the basic things for herself and her family.
Auntie, what about if we suggest that our sister should go for counseling, right?
I've already said it.
Yeah, because she said he's
counseling.
a good man, yeah? So we can't really, there might be other things that we
So we'll not turn around and say, oh, no, your man is not a good man. Think about how that sounds.
No. She definitely needs therapy because I think she may have had, I don't know, I'm suspecting she had some maybe postpartum depression, but she was definitely depressed at some point, right?
Yeah.
And so I already said it that even some of this money she's making needs to go into therapy before anything. Because you are talking investment now. You need to be all right mentally before you are investing anything.
Yeah.
If you are not all right in your mind, why are you investing?
Yeah, I do agree. Totally, I do agree because, she said he's a good man, which, I like that. Probably there are some things he's not saying. And then, so just like what Amara said clearly, you look at God and then you look at yourself, right? Self-preservation. So in doing that, while still bringing the husband, apart into that, maybe counseling would work. And, like what Amara also said, you could just make like graded conversations and see, okay, could we start with this? But I think, Auntie, I still go with you to say counseling first. She needs to be right in herself before, she'll be able to engage him. Otherwise, it could just blow up in her face. You see?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the advice I'm going to give her I'm ending now from 1 hour to 3 hours, story of my life.
That's what happens when I come on, Auntie. It's my fault. Am I being?
No, it's not your fault, Ola. It's not your fault. These conversations always, they have a way of taking a life of their own.
Right.
I mean, what I will say to her is that, he's a good man. He's treated you well. You say he's never put his hands on you. You say it's silent treatment, which, can be considered as, a form of emotional abuse.
It's
But
abuse, yeah.
yeah, but I think there's something to work with. So going forward, I would say, first of all,
Exactly.
get some therapy for yourself to deal with whatever you went through for 12 years that you left your family. Maybe you need to go back home to Kenya and see your family. That helps quite a lot. I don't think you've been back to Kenya in 12 years. That can impact on you.
Right.
If you take a 20-year-old girl and separate her from her family to marry her and bring her abroad, she hasn't seen her mother, she hasn't seen her sibling. 12 years is a long time. So maybe you need to take some holiday, go home, spend some time in beautiful weather in Kenya, and then have a sit down. Go back to what Amara said about the investment. Have a sit down with him about the plans for your money financially, what you want to do with your money. I don't think you should hand your paycheck completely to him. I think you should agree on how much you're going to be contributing, both of you. So this is where the accountability comes in. So this investment that is going to invest, have some understanding of it. How much is it bringing? How much are you bringing? So you need to both contribute towards it. But it is very, very important that you keep some of that money for yourself, and you don't need to hide it. Just tell him, I like to save some money. It gives me a sense of security. I'm saving it for the children. Okay? Have some savings, and then have some money to contribute towards the bills, and you can contribute to the project or whatever you want to do, but definitely you need to go and get some help first.
Sure.
Yeah.
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 Agreed. 100%.
That is my 2 cents about this matter.
Yeah, I think the whole I see a lot of people are arguing what is a good man. Maybe I should finally define what a good man is.
Don't start with
No, let me ask you this question, Timothy. Let me ask you this question, right?
Yeah.
if we were married, no, this is gonna be quick. I promise.
Okay.
I promise. If we were married, right, and
because I know you,
and I go, what's wrong with you, Timothy? And you go, nothing. And I go, and I say, what's wrong? And he said, nothing. What does that usually mean for a typical?
There's a lot, man. There's a lot.
Okay, is that silent treatment?
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
Do you think that can blow up in our faces in terms of a marriage if we keep that up?
Yeah, sometimes, but some other, I think about it has to be a balance, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes silent treatment that you're gonna explain whatever it was soon after. I think that's all right. Probably maybe at that point you just don't want to talk. Maybe if you talk, it might be overboard, so you might just say no. But you should be able to come back to your partner
at some point
soon enough, right? And say,
Nelly, please stop hiding your money. I'm begging you. You are married. You cannot be hiding money. You keep saying I'm so secretive. I'm so secretive. I have to have my money. I have to hide my money. I beg.
I mean, if it's working for you, do what you gotta do, right?
Why are you hiding your money, Nelly? That is what the French family was saying.
If it's working for you. There's a lot of the reason why I give that example, Auntie, is that there's a lot of men that complain about that, and it's a point of contention for them, and they are really following the we should communicate thing, and they don't know that sometimes you should just let her be, like let her process what's going on. She'll just in time, if you leave some room, they'll come back around, right?
There's a difference. Silent treatment is different.
No, wait now, Auntie B. This is what they call. This is what they call it. They call it silent treatment. They call that particular behavior silent treatment, right? So imagine if I turn around and said, "No, silent treatment is just terrible. You should just kick her straight to the street too, right?" Yeah. Again, all I'm saying is, Emma, calm down. All this behavior appear in every marriages. Okay, some are bigger than the others, right? But
let me quickly baby Auntie B small jaw.
Yeah.
Auntie B, yeah. You know what?
I already know what she wants to talk about. Don't tell me not to leave YouTube.
Since we don't leave, Joe, please.
No, she can't leave now. I'll leave it about.
No,
she can't leave. She can't leave.
I know those trolls, right?
Look, she can't even do 1 hour. She had to go 3 hours.
on Instagram. They trolled me like mad. I was just looking at them like, what's the comment here? I know, yeah, definitely it can be hard, day in, day out, back to back, go easy. So, like, you need to give my auntie real gems, how you guys do it, because it's not easy. It's a lot.
No, this is hard. This is very hard. This is very hard.
Yeah, but auntie, you can see what all the efforts you've put in to build this channel, to the numbers. It's not been easy, Go easy like to build up these numbers. So I just don't want you to just give up like that, Chetigo. It's not easy. We get it, but there are ways we can go around it. I still believe there are ways people, cope around this, Chetigo. It's not. Some people are dying. If you were to sell the channel, if it were possible, some people are dying to buy it to have this number, So it will from that angle, right?
Right.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Happy New Year, my darling. My love to you and your
Happy New Year, Temiti.
family.
Yeah.
God bless you.
I go disturb you for DM.
No, no.
Later.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Ola.
Yeah.
I think you probably this is a good man story that you are telling now.
Right.
I don't know. Some of the fam here walking back.
Oh, Febo. And and I'm on their side. I'm on the side in this sense that if you think that all these men are bad, there's only one thing you should do with bad people: avoid them. There's only
Look at
one
this
thing.
comment now. Somebody said, Auntie B. Ebony said, Auntie B, you have to hide your money if your man is hiding his money, or you do not know what he does with the money. Full stop. I mean, I don't understand.
Yeah. I understand.
What kind of marriage is that then? If everybody is
it's a lot of
money?
men. It's a lot of men that participate in this behavior.
So how do you run the household if everybody is busy hiding their money then? I don't understand.
So there's the one side of, typically a man is the one who is paying the bills and is doing stuff. So he tends to capitalize on that, to do other things. He has the freedom because it's the one actually monitoring where money goes and stuff like that. So he has the freedom to buy toys and buy stupid stuff or to invest without asking for permission. You see what I'm saying?
But are we talking about his money or their money?
No, we're talking about typically a man is the one who is bringing most of the money into the household. Typically.
In Nigeria or in the abroad?
So paying the bills particularly, not bringing the money. Have you heard this saying, Auntie B, that my money is my money, your money is our money?
I've heard it. Yeah,
okay, it's not just in Nigeria that they say that now. Women say that overseas too, right? Women can make more money than you, but it's still expected that the man should cover things like the rent, the mortgage, and like the major bills in the household, right?
It's expected, but how many are actually doing it?
I was about to say that. Granted, in the Western world, a lot of them can't keep up with the type of lifestyle they are trying to do together. So that also defeats the first argument that you don't know where all the money are going. If you're both paying into the household and you're paying 60% as a woman and he's paying 40% as a man, right? Simply because of the job type, right? You could probably put math and math together and know where the money is going. Now, some people are going through that, like when a lot of the money, they don't know how he's spending his money, right? Some people are going through that. If that's the case, it's a conversation, and if it's not, you have the right to also, quote unquote, hide your money. But here's what I say overall about the mindset of playing competition in a marriage. They work. That's all I'm saying.
I don't understand. I mean, some people just, I don't know.
It just doesn't work long term. Either mid to long term, you're going to find out that you guys have created this massive division and you can't put it back together. The damages are too not the money part by itself. I get it. You're right. My point is that the mindset that you're competing in a marriage, that mindset is not, I don't, like the person was saying earlier, 17 years, 25 years later, one day to catch up. Right? So that's what we're making the same point here. So if you're in that position where you feel the need to hide, you feel the need to compete, if you are using such language in your relationship, it's last class. Somebody's going to collect breakfast.
See, another person now, my husband won't even do more than half and complain when I shop.
Yeah, so it's bad. It's terrible. So whatever is going on there is bad. We're saying the same thing.
I think this finance thing in the marriage is
Right.
a big issue. Is a very, very big issue. I mean, for those of you that are not married, I think people should just have a conversation about how you're going to manage your finances. And this is the way it's better
Right.
to put everything on the table. Okay, this
Right.
is how we're going to pay our bills. Who is going to bring in what? Who is going to pay what? It's very, very good. Some women don't mind paying more. They are happy with that.
Yeah.
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 Some men don't mind paying more. It depends on
Yeah.
individuals and their experiences and their background, where they come from.
I mean, in 2023 now, Auntie Bodo, it really shouldn't be about exactly how much. It's about you're open. Everybody kind of, like, he's even oversharing about his finances. Like my wife, she gets bored when I start talking about finances. She gets bored. What?
Can you see this?
I work-
DJ said, I work and earn over 100K yearly. My husband pays all the bills. And he only wants me to pay student loan. He knows how much I
The
earn.
openness. See, everybody is stuck on this formula. Is this 60-40? Is this 70-30? All of that is not relevant. What's relevant is that you're competing with each other and you're not open with each other.
Yeah, I know quite I know a few men like that who pay everything here in the UK. They pay everything. Like literally. I know two at the top of my head. They have really, really good jobs. They pay everything. They don't even bother their wives. But as a good wife,
But the wife knows when to come a surplus for travel, for all this extra
in
stuff.
fact, I know three just they know.
Hey.
You know, because their husband is so. That's what I said, that men are the leaders. You set the tone.
Yeah.
If you are open,
I agree
most
with
likely
that.
she will be open. If you are hiding, that's when we start doing kurukere. Let her know.
Yeah.
Let
yeah.
her know. Don't hide money. Women, please. I know.
I don't want to judge women for hiding money. I want them to understand that it's not just money they are hiding.
It doesn't
That
work.
that behavior.
It's gonna backfire.
No, wait,
sooner or
Auntie B.
later.
No, wait. I was going to get there, but more dear ni. Right? If you are hiding money, I understand that you feel the need to hide this money because you don't feel safe. I get it. What Auntie B is trying to say is that eventually this is going to backfire.
It will,
because
it will.
that behavior is not just in your money. It's showing on in other aspects of your marriage where you're not open with each other. It's not just money that you're behaving like that. It's the easier thing to point out. Why is it that they record finances as number 2 or number 1 of cause of divorce? Because that's the easiest thing to point finger at. But the issues are deeper than just money. Money is the symptom, is the thing that shows up on the surface, is the egbo. There's disease inside, and it's shown up in everywhere else.
I want to challenge any brother that is listening to this. If you are married and you are sure 100% in your heart that you are leading your home by example, by being 100% open about your finances, if your wife is not reciprocating that behavior, please let me know. If you are sure that you are 100% honest, you say, oh babe, this is how much, this is my paycheck. They know where the money is going to. It's going towards mortgage or rent or council tax, your car payment, whatever. They know. And they are hiding money. And you are honest 100%, please let me know. Because I like to pull those women up. Any woman that will say, I know my husband's income 100%. This is what he's earning, and I know where he's going to. He's honest and open with me. But I want to do, and I'm the one that has sense.
Yeah.
Brothers, please let me know.
Yeah.
I
have a cousin who just found a job, $200,000. He's excited. There's no way he's hiding that because of the kind of marriage they have. Do you understand what I'm saying? He just found a job, $200,000 per year. It's not hiding that. If you're in a situation where your husband is hiding stuff, you have deeper issues than the easy thing that he's just a bad man. The issues are deeper than he's just a bad man. That's easy to say. Everyone can go on the internet and say, I'm married to a bad man. That's what we're trying to tell you. The issues are deeper, and you need to start talking. You need to open up. You need to seek therapies. You need to talk to a coach, a counselor. Start with your pastor if you can afford one. Say, this is how I'm feeling. But people just don't hide because they want to be bad. No, like stop telling yourself that, because you're basically pointing fingers at yourself when you talk like that. You're saying you're a good person, but I'm married to a bad person. That doesn't add up.
Sexy, you say you disagree. What do you disagree with? I say, Auntie B, I disagree a bit. I have friends paying all the bills, but the wife sending money to their extended family without their consent.
Well, that happens.
What did I say that you're disagreeing with? I said
I think Auntie B said that.
I said if there's any man that is being open and honest about their money and the wives are hiding, they should let me know. So what do you disagree with? I don't understand. You say you disagree. I'm not saying that there are no women that are not doing that. I know a woman in this country a few years back. She was building a house in Nigeria and the husband did not know. She was hiding it.
Yeah.
The husband was paying the bills. The only thing she remember, we used to be friends. I stopped being friends with her because
hey,
so
yes.
I don't make friends with people like that. So the only thing that she was doing, she said she was only buying food. The husband was paying all the bills that will come in, rent and everything. They don't have a house, they were renting. So I'm not saying that there are women that don't, there are women that their money is to send to family back home. But if you are in that position, if it's you, sexy, Jemo, if it's not you, then I want to hear from the horse's mouth. Okay?
Yeah, it happens. So there are some that they've heard so many other people's stories, so they follow this generic advice like hide your own money too, and they now start to, they heard from their mother. Some people hear from their mother say build your own house, you don't have to say everything. There are people like that now, you know.
Yeah, there are some people, they are married, but they are married to their family in finances.
On both sides is bad.
Yeah. Samolu said the kind of money that you people collect in America is the kind of money that we dream of here. He said that you people collect 3 times the salary we collect here. You kuku put us to UK, to US. People have serious money in that country called America. I'm telling you. Oh my God, they have serious money there.
God help us. Yeah. I think I'll just say 2 sentences, right? For that young lady, generic advice are not good for her right now because she feels like she has value she's getting from her husband. That's why she said he's a good man. He might be protecting her too. Women tend to protect their husband and their bad behavior too. So because of all those nuances, she definitely should engage personal one-on-one counsel with someone that knows her, that won't be biased, maybe not know her, but people that can listen to her story to a certain point, so they can help her on how to navigate that. Because there's nothing in the street. If she leave a good man who was whatever he was for those 12 years when she stayed there.
I don't think that was even on the table. There's no living anywhere. Nobody's saying anything about living. No,
I'm talking about the generic advice. So she should be careful with generic advices and engage on a personal one-on-one basis.
In terms of living, no. I mean, like Temiti said, there's a lot to work with. This is not about living anything.
There's a lot to work with. Exactly.
There's a lot to work with in this marriage. So it's nothing that is near. I mean, the thing that scares me these days is that people just think that any small problem you leave. Any small wahala will leave. No, you don't. It's not like that, though. It's not like that because life happens. Things will happen. You can't just leave. If you leave like that, how many in your fair leave? Okay, I'm just going to take this comment finally. We've done over 3 hours. I need to go. Exhale, I can't pronounce that name, said Auntie B. Although men can set the tone, it is difficult. It's different in some households. I set the tone in my home because I am financially savvy, but he knows he can trust me because it's a partnership. I like that. When I say set the tone, I'm not talking about taking the lead in terms of managing the finances.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay? I think you misunderstood. I'm talking about setting the tone in terms of openness, disclosure, full disclosure. Joint accountability. That's what I meant.
Right.
But some people are better at managing money. All right.
Yes.
I'm not very good at managing money. I say that all the time.
And he's a wise man for recognizing that.
Yes.
You can also give him those flowers.
Yes. Some men are good. Some men are better. It depends on who you are with. Like, I'm not very good with managing money. That is why he's good at saving. He will save anything, save it. All right. I will even say, please spend a little now. This saving is too much, you know.
Exactly.
So it
Exactly.
depends. But I'm
Yeah.
talking about taking the lead in your openness and responsibility, accountability, and especially being open. There's something that is very, very attractive about when someone is open, especially when he's the one that is leading the family. If he opens up to you, call you, this is it, babe, this is what we've got, this is what is coming in. Most women, Shabina, we like marriage pass. They say, okay, oh, this is, they will even, let's not do this, let's not spend it, they will even help you. That's what I'm saying. Not everyone, but I'm just saying that men needs to set the tone as the head of the family. And I know, say, as African men, you guys love being the head. I'm a man, I'm
Yes.
the head.
I'm the head. I'm
Oh,
supposed
the
to be the
head.
head.
Be the head. That head comes with a lot
Give me
of.
respect. Give me respect. Give me femininity.
It comes with a lot. Oh, don't just be the head because because of your gender. No, you are the head because you are the leader. It's about leadership.
You lead by example. You lead by example.
Example, yes.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
lead by example. And to add to your point, Auntie B, is overall, there's different aspects of the marriage. One of the major ones is finances, obviously, right? But there's different aspects of anybody's household. So, I think what you just did is edified your husband that he's wise enough to allow you. I know the allow word is triggering. I get that. Okay.
Yeah.
But you can choose to go the other direction and say, you're not you can do
He's
like
a
submit
wise
your money
man.
to me.
That
It's a
man
wise
is a
man.
wise man. Because everybody wants to save. Who wants to spend money frivolously? In this world that things are so, there's so much you need money for. So a wise man recognizes, this woman is better at money. Oh, okay. Let her manage it because she's better. I'm spending too much. Pastor Kingsley always said that the wife is the one that manages money because she never spends.
Because he spends stupidly, lavishly.
No, he said it himself. He said he can't spend it.
He doesn't know how to
always
spend.
Broke. He said I'm always broke. But you see this, my wife. So when he now observed that she's good and better at managing money, he handed the family finances to her.
Yep, checking DMs, checking everything. The wife does that, and being able to recognize your strength. If a man is able to recognize the strength and the weaknesses and allocate those accordingly, that is not a very common man anymore. If you have that, edify it. Spend some time praising that and edifying it because it will expand. If you flip it the other end, you have the choice to flip it the other end. So you can say, oh, he's doing what he's supposed to do. Why is it I should praise him? Okay, keep it up. Again, if it's working for you, keep doing you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, man of prestige, Ola. I really appreciate
Happy New Year, Auntie B. We made it to 2023.
Yes, so
you are not going to quit. What you're going to do is take care of yourself more. And we're going to tell the trolls to go and hug a transformer.
Who is going to all these comments, Uncle?
They will hug transformer every day. They will hug transformer because you're going to be just good. There's a lot you have. I mean, just count. Even if you count by number of comments, you get more positive comments than that one stupid troll who's trying to get attention. Every troll in Jesus' name should go and hug transformer right now.
Amen. Okay? Amen. Thank you, Ola. Really appreciate you. God bless you. My love to Ola and Lola and the kids. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
All right. We've come to the end of the show. Thanks to everybody that participated tonight. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for your inputs. And thanks to everybody in the comment section. Okay, so if you're watching this on playback, that comment that the person said that they would rather give their money to their father, please disregard that comment. Okay, I do not advise that. If you are married, you are married. The Bible says that a man shall leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. So there's no father giving your money, but I understand that was sarcastic, but some people might take it literally because some people don't understand sarcasm. All right. I want to challenge you, some of you ladies here tonight. I want to challenge you for 2023. People like Yolanda and some of you that, you're kind of, I feel like you're kind of, you've seen it. You are kind of jaded. I want to challenge you to open up your heart again. I see a lot of women on this platform, they are guarding their hearts. Mm? They are guarding their heart because of experiences in the past. But I want to challenge you in 2023 to open up your heart again. Okay? I know, you know, you've been through things, you've experienced things, you've witnessed things, you've seen your parents go through stuff, but I really want to challenge you because Yolanda, yes, I'm addressing you and some other ladies here on this platform because I love you. And I can see that you are in a place where you feel like, you get to that place where you're like, I've been through it, done it, well, the teacher, F it. I don't care. F it. I see that a lot, not with you. Sorry if I'm calling you out, Yolanda. With all due respect, it's not you alone. I just want to encourage everybody, especially ladies who feel like we've given everything in love, we've done everything, and it didn't work in the past. Why should I bother? You fall in love in 2023. Amen. I join my faith with yours. I really, really like that. Thank you for taking it in good faith. You will fall in love, oh. And this time around, it will be everything you ever hoped and wished for. Don't worry, open up your heart. Just leave it. If you're a Christian, I encourage you, leave it in God's hands. What God cannot do does not exist. He's able to do everything. Because one experience is bad doesn't mean that it will continue like that. Okay? So don't worry. Open up your heart. Love is a risk. Relationship is risk, 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 risk. But you know what? If you protect yourself and say, I'm never taking that risk anymore, I got to guard myself, I don't want to do this, then you will never know what you are missing. There might just be someone out there that is waiting for you. You are the answer to the question of their life. You are the one that God is even sending to their life to make all things beautiful. So open up. Don't worry. It's going to be all right. I assure you. This year, we are celebrating a lot of marriages this year in Obodo Farm. Make sure you invite me. Wherever it is, I will go. I will go. Just give me enough advance notice. I will be there. Eh? Yolanda, I don't know whether Yolanda is being sarcastic now or she's real. Somebody said in the last video that somebody should pray naked at 12. I don't know. Are you even a Christian? I don't know whether you're a Christian. She said, I will pray naked at 12. It works. Okay, whether you believe it or not, if you're a Christian, it works. It works. Trust me. You don't know. The things of the spirit, they are kind of foolishness. To people who are not spiritual people, it sounds like they are foolish things, but spiritual things are deep. So don't worry. Don't just look at it and think, oh, this is no. Okay. Don't worry. Eh? Yes, so 2023, plenty wedding, no film girl, plenty wedding. Where our eyes will be clear, we will make informed choices, we will see the red flags, but we will choose with our open heart, with open communication, and whatever the desire of your heart, I pray that God will meet you at the point of your need. Our sister in Australia, I'm going to leave you with only these few words. Okay? I know it's been really hard for you. 20 years of age is a child. Okay? I know technically you're an adult, but you're still a child. And somebody came to marry you, and I'm sure they loved you. That's why they came to marry you. They didn't come to marry you to punish you. And you were taken from your home country to Australia, all the way from Kenya, isolated from your friends and family. And, you know, only you know what you went through. You knew how hard it was for you. Even your husband may not have understood what that meant because you say he has all his family there, but you didn't. But don't give up. All right? Don't give up. I'm glad that, because in life we go through experiences, but whatever experience we go through, it forms us. And those lessons that you learned in these 12 years, you will grow from it and you will now be able to advise other people going forward that I was you some years ago. So don't worry. Don't give up. You got 4 children. You cannot give up. Go for therapy. That's the first thing you need to do. Go for professional therapy to deal with, all the trauma and everything you went through, why you were so teary, and why you were so heartbroken because you couldn't walk. And then have this conversation with your husband. Okay? But I'm sure you are going to be all right. Give us feedback when everything is sweet. Okay? Help him with the bills. Don't hide your money, please. But explain to him that you need to have your savings and contribute towards the household bills. And if you need to do investment, gain a lot of knowledge about that business and you can invest towards it. But be accountable. Let it be joint accountability, but be open. All right? It is well with you. It is well with you. Don't worry, you're gonna be all right. Thank you, Rachel. Rachel said, Auntie B, thank you, Auntie B. God go chase all those trolls back to sender. They ain't going nowhere. We love and appreciate you so much. To the moon and back. Keep up the great work. You're amazing. Thank you so much, Rachel. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. We have someone, you see, this is why it's so hard because I always want to help. There's another case that we have to deal with on Sunday. All right, next Sunday. I'm not sure if I'll come before then, but this is the one that we've already booked. So make it a date with it. Somebody went from Nigeria to Canada for studies. And she's saying that now that it is time for her to she has to file for her children to come be with her. Her husband in Nigeria is denying her the opportunity. I don't know what happened. I haven't heard the story yet, but she wants to come and share and get some advice on Sunday. All right? So make it a day with me. That's Sunday the 8th. Okay? I might come before then, I'm not sure, but it depends. I've been looking at this situation of Alex Okubo and his so-called fiancé. I think I want to talk about it because where is JR? Is Junior still here? JR, hey, this is your brother in the Lord. This is your brother in Christ. I don't understand. Augusta is the one that has been dropping all the videos about Alex Okubo and his fiancé. I say, wait to be all this wala. And then there's another matter that I saw today on social media that really, really, I felt a little bit. It was the issue of Empress. How many of you heard that Empress, that man that came into our life, he created a WhatsApp group now and he started releasing all her videos. All the videos, all those things that he was saying, that he took videos of her, and everything. Apparently, Linda Ikeji called it out that he started releasing the video. How can we help Empress? What is Empress going to do? This man has basically formed a WhatsApp group of over 100 people and is sharing her pictures, her videos. This is revenge, P. Let me use the word P. And it's against the law. I don't know. Everybody's saying I should do a video about IVD and blessing. Do you know what? I don't think I want to. I've seen it, but I don't think I want to. She's looking for attention. I don't want to give it to her. I don't want to give her that attention because I think they are both clouds. They are seeking clout. So I'd rather talk about Alex because it's about, how do you guys call them? It's a question of living your truth and whether he's straight or single, he's marrying or not marrying. There's a lot to it. Yeah, no, I don't want to talk about that situation of IVD and Blessing. Blessing is a clown. She's looking for attention and I'm not giving it to her anymore. She's not worth my time. Let's talk about something much more important. Okay? The only lesson you need to learn from that IVD or whatever he calls himself, the only thing you need to learn from there is that if you buy yourself because of man, 3 months ago, being bought by herself, Abby, he's moved on. Now so life be. So keep yourself alive, be well. That all that story of tattooing his name, Lori Iro, a girl that can lie, a house that she didn't build, she said she built it, and she was chasing clouds with it. How do I take her seriously? No. It's not worth my time. I don't take her serious. She's a pathological liar, and she would do anything to be relevant. So I can't. I just can't. There's no need. When you're there, yeah, she's not worth our time. Let's talk about much more things that have got more substance that people can learn from. Okay? She doesn't deserve our attention. I'm not giving it to her. Thank you so much, everyone. Man of Prestige, you know I heart you very much. Thank you. Temi T, appreciate you. Happy New Year, Adama. God bless you. Thank you so much. Onyeze, first we go use Onyeze house post now. I want to talk about. What was there to talk about her? Everything about her is fake. She knows it. And she's unapologetic about it. So, kilo verso. What are you going to say? She even said she went to do bum. Even the bum said, na fake. She no do bum. Everything about that girl is fake. So let's talk about Alex. Yeah, let's talk about other things. I'm more even concerned about Empress. And if there's anything, I don't know what Nigerian police can do. But not CEO. CEO. Okay, guys, I'll see you soon. Before Sunday, I'm sure I'm going to come on. Put your notification on. Okay. Empress is on my mind. She's on my mind. I feel very, 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 very sad about what is happening to her. I don't know what she can do. This is it's criminality on an international level. I don't know what can be done to salvage the situation. Apparently, the man has created a WhatsApp group of over 100 people and is dropping videos daily of Empress. Wow. Okay, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Give us a thumbs up, like, and please subscribe and share. We'll see you soon. Bye, guys. Thank you very much. And Happy New Year.